What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
some of Lewis's hands online, and then we'll talk about a few of my live hands and some live tells. Then we'll do some more poker stuff. All right, up first is Andy with ace jack suited in the small blind.
Three bet to 10.
Okay,
Yeah, by free bet to 12 and a half.
great.
Nothing
You can
wrong
actually
with it.
fold. I mean, I play a free bet only strategy, and this is like mostly a fold actually. But like it's fine.
Mhm.
Um, no, I mean I don't hate a fold there. Looks like villain's kind of tight, but we don't really know. I mean, we only have 50 hands. Here we three bet. He called. He's got pocket pairs, some suited broadways, maybe I mean some offsuit broadways. I think we're gonna check and see what he does.
All right. We check. He checks behind.
He checks behind. Um, so he probably doesn't have a hand. I mean, I think I want to start betting. I don't hate a check, but here I want to bet probably like I'm gonna delayed C bet to like a B66, maybe a little bigger. Let me go like 20 bigs.
Okay, so quite big. All right. Check.
B66, it's a little
Yeah,
bit more. So we check.
yeah, that's good.
I mean, this is a mandatory bet here. If in this line we're here, I just don't see them checking an ace twice. Um, so now I kind of want to go small and target kings, queens, and well, queens, jacks, maybe tens. So let's go to like maybe 10.
Check. You
Easy
check
call.
bets.
Easy call.
Yep, great.
Oh,
I actually ran this hand because I wasn't sure what to do. So let me just get the spot up. Oh, it was cut off actually.
we'll stay full session today. By the way, gents, I have one of those dirty T word things later
Oh no. Show
down
me
in Ohio.
show me one thing
It
in the
is a
small
tag
blind.
team though. It's a ton of fun.
Got it. Show me the small blind here. Just I want to see how. Okay, so ace jack is in there, and that's the sliver. All right, great.
Yeah,
If
I
you
run my
call,
sims where I don't allow for a cooling range, so it might look a bit
yeah,
different to other guys.
yeah,
But yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought like, you know, in position, calling a free bet is probably a lot of like suited high cards and
right.
stuff. So I thought I wanted to check a lot of my range here.
So here's the first adjustment that I really like. If this guy is calling a three bet with king, this was king 10 off, right? Not king 10 suited. Did I get that wrong?
It's Kington suited,
Oh, he was suited. Okay, good enough. Then move on.
I think.
Um, Sorry, let me just make this more visually better. Yeah, we get the equity chart here. I mean, still kind of close when it checks through, so we don't want to bet a lot.
Yep.
And when we do it, the solver likes the sort of 19 size, which is yeah, the bigger size. So it's kind of what you said, Andy, sort of 20. It kind of liked that size. If you do bet, but like ace jack, more a thing with ace king, ace
And when
queen.
and on the flop, if you bet your ace jack, it's a small size, right?
On the flop, I assume so. Yeah, mostly
Good.
third.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. All right.
But when it checks through, we're actually supposed to mostly bet small. So kind of again what Andy said, but I went to check this time.
Mhm.
But yeah, sort of frequencies mostly check, then small bet, then big bet that are kind of options. Uh, but we sort of, I mean, the solve was a bit broken because like it breaks the Matt Affleck just because of the way I ran it.
Right.
So most of the bets are sort of the small bets, but I've done the sort of
No,
medium
if
bet, and then it's like just a easy call. So
your line netted you more profit,
Did.
now, hey man, I will say if we go back to the hand, um, so I tend to, if we go back to the flop, at least I find like in low stakes like this, like in 10 NL and players, like if you look at his VPIP versus his raise, he's never folding the three bet. So his entire raising range is calling. So when I see something like that, I tend to just range bet at almost 100% frequency and generate a ton of because they're just getting to the flop with too much garbage. Now, granted, here you have value. Like, I don't hate the check at all. On this flop, check and assess because he is going to have some ace queen. He may stab with his other suited aces that, once you check, he might just, lose his mind, stab with his king 10, thinking you're afraid of the ace. I mean, as played, I don't hate it. Um,
yeah, I mean, in theory, he's supposed to never come here with King ten of spades because the solver likes to either bet it on the flop or the turn as a bluff, like a complete airball. But he gets here and then decides to bluff.
right.
Uh,
And really, it even mixes pre between four bet and call.
yeah,
So yeah, I agree there, but I think especially once we get to the turn, we can bet bigger because we can target his queens, jacks, tens that have a diamond that are probably going to call one decent sized bet.
yeah. If they didn't, yeah, probably don't full bet that. Most people, I don't think, do, or
A lot of
especially in
them
the
are going to.
Zoom.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go to next hand. Next up is, give me a second here. After Andy, we have got Josh.
Hello?
Hello, Josh. You got pocket eights. It's been raised to you. You're in the cutoff.
Yeah, I would just call. I mean, I mean, I know you can free bet it, but yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, with the rake, I don't know how bad the rake is on the. Is this on the internet? This is an online
I don't.
site,
This
right?
one's on Poker Stars. I don't know what the rake. It's a bit lower than GG, I think, from what I
Yeah,
know. But
because I'm playing live. The rake is kind of obscene. So yeah,
Then,
you
yeah,
really want to
I
free bet it.
like it
But
even more.
also, like eights, yeah, that's fine. You just don't
Yep.
want to get four bet. But
yeah. If I get full bet, I fold.
Yep.
Depends on the size of the four bet.
Yeah.
he checks. Probably just small bet. I think just small bet. Yeah, I would just put out a small bet.
Yeah,
He,
I check behind, just
yeah,
trying
Lewis
to
goes for the
take.
check, which makes total
Check
sense.
behind is fine.
Yeah.
It's just it gives his high cards a free draw.
Hmm.
Okay. I mean, if he's sure we're behind a 10 and a 9, but yeah, okay. And did he check again?
They
15.
bet.
We can't. 15 is big. We got to call. Yeah, I would call. I mean,
Yeah.
I would call.
Yeah. Now, one
That's
thing,
fun.
if you were going to mix here, oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't like what I done. I don't think I need to do it. But
Yeah, this if you had like no showdown bet,
yeah, I have showdown here, so I
dude,
think this
yeah,
is just
this is a
like,
spot we get to call or
yeah, I think I should just called. Like, this is a bit unnecessary. But I mean, they just fold, so they probably had nothing. I mean, I
Yeah.
doubt they
Better play
folded a
if you were out of position and turn your showdown value into a check raise bluff.
Yeah. So Lewis, what made you choose the jam? What about, because it clearly
Well,
wasn't a physical
yeah.
because we're online. So what was it about?
I
So the
just thought he was
10x
kind
on the
of
fold.
I thought he was kind of capped with his size in, and then, I was like, he never has a nine pretty much. Like he's
Right.
very rare he has a nine.
Okay.
Like there's only like maybe two combos of a nine, which makes sense. Like 10-9 suited, 10-9 of hearts, 10-9 is clubs. I mean,
I
you
don't
can't
know
even,
if I
or I mean, actually, there's like very few combos. I mean, he should be folding ace nine of suited, but I don't know if this guy
Gotcha.
does. Maybe,
So
maybe.
so this raise is the raise is targeting a singleton 10.
Yeah, I was like, maybe like would a 10 fold? I don't know. People are
even
pretty pretty.
10x. No.
Yeah, I mean, people are pretty nitty in the rushing the fast fold from what I
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So like maybe they could fold a 10, but uh, I think I probably just like thought in my head like um, it's pretty unlikely he has a full house. Um, you know, maybe I could. Yeah, I think this was bad play though. I think I should just called.
Yeah. Now,
Uh, my bluff doesn't make sense. Like
I
it's a
mean, it
bit
makes
mergy.
it only makes sense if for some reason you think that you just always get a fold. Because it's
Yeah,
like if you're just gonna win 100% of the time, like why take showdown? If you think you're gonna win like 85% of taking your showdown, you might as well, like by raising, you might as well. But I still don't think you're too much showdown to
yeah.
raise.
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't have thought that this always gets through. I wouldn't have thought that this is 100% I get a fold here.
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Um and we're looking at this saying that what he never has here with this the thought is he doesn't have a 9 and he will fold a 10. But those that has to both those things have to be true for this bluff to make sense.
yeah. I think it was a bit gambly. Like he probably just had like high cards which
Yeah,
missed.
yeah.
Like that's
Mm,
probably and he's trying to like just target my auto folds.
yep. And then the thing I want to see in yourself, the next question I have on this one is on the river, when we decide we're going to call the eights instead of raise them, which was the more standard play we're going to assume on this line. I Your solver's going to show this. I want to know before we get to the node, I want to know from Josh, it's your hand, and then Lewis, and then anybody else who wants to chime in. Do you want to call more or less often with the eight of spades in solver land? Everybody type in what you think your answer is.
On the river or the turn?
On river, on the river.
I mean, I've already looked at the solve, so
Okay. And then Nick, so my question is Josh, and then after Josh
Probably
answers,
less, I guess, if we're blocking some flush draws, but I
that's
think it's good on the turn. It's good to have the spade because if the
yes.
flush does come in, we can bluff it
Yeah.
possibly.
Oh,
But yeah,
right. And also what it means is that we never hit our set with the eight of spades. We never hit our set and he hits us flush at the same time. That gives us twice as many clean outs. Now here, our eight also makes straights, so that's bad, but we got it. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Let's look at
yeah.
at
So I mean,
river.
guy's supposed to donk here because obviously it kind of crushes the cooling range is just going to be mostly wrapped around the 10 and over pairs. So he's actually has more equity.
All right.
So
Checks,
he-
he checked behind.
yeah, when he checks, I check behind with my eights, which is the most common thing. Yeah, I kind of disagree. I don't think you want a range bet here unless you know the guy is just super wide.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think this is like a range bet type of board.
Mhm. And it is very common that the pair under the top card is a check back, and in this case, eights is under the two top cards, so it's a very common check back. All right, we got that. On the
Uh,
sets, life just gets worse.
yeah, so they
Right.
check and actually no, they bet. Sorry, they bet this sort of. I think I just how big's the pot? 16. I think I picked this size. Yeah, the sort of medium size, and eight's just
Recall.
calls.
You went like pot.
Yeah, he went pod, but I got like this is the size I didn't
Okay, you only have
solve.
an overbet and
Yeah.
okay.
I got yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
Let's
That's
see.
ran it
probably
as
better.
a
It's probably better than overbet. Let's see what overbet does.
Let's also
Your
see how we
range.
respond to the overbet. Let's not go.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah,
You still
the
call.
over we can
good.
see what we do to the overbet, but we can't play the river
Yeah.
because of the way I solved it. But yeah, this
Right.
is you
So
can
let's
see
go.
the over.
So give us the middle bet. Give us the 12.4. We call.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the medium bet. Yeah,
He goes,
he's kind of supposed to jam or like
yeah,
check, but
but he goes medium.
That's
and then
Right. We
so
mixed.
you said you think his range is cap.
Yeah.
You took that side.
well, uh, I think if he would they
Like
not just
semi.
yeah, I don't know,
You
wouldn't
think he
they
just
go?
jams a 9?
I mean, I think he basically never has a nine, to be
That's
honest.
my
It's
thing too, is like what does he bet, like what 9 does he bet pot with?
I was just thinking if he has like queens or jacks, he'd go bigger, but maybe not. Some people just want to get paid, right?
Yeah. So
Um,
Yeah,
but
it's
maybe
like yes, people are not for bet.
yes, yes, you find that. All right. So on the 8th, so let's go to the river. He bets the 25. And now give me the 8s.
I
Some of them
mean,
fold, and the ones that fold the most, 8 of spades, and the no, so 8 of spades, 8 of hearts, which is, and the other 8 of spades. Well, so who,
His
most
backdoor
basically
diamonds.
and the not, and then the one that met, and then the 8 of clubs, 8 of diamonds is the 8 of clubs, 8 of
I
diamonds.
wouldn't worry about any of this shit.
No, I wanted,
This
yeah.
but
is-
no,
yeah,
I
this
wanted,
is no, I know I
yeah,
know what you're doing.
yeah.
I'm just like when I
One
look at
more
this, I'm
second.
like, this is not worth knowing. This is
It's worth,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
it's worth 45 seconds. That's what it's
Yeah.
worth. And so
Okay.
seeing
Fair
this,
enough.
was it true? So let's see. We said that we were calling
It's only
less often
semi-true.
eight of spades. These are the 3 with the 8 of spades.
Two of our combos with the 8 of spades
Yeah, it's less.
call
It's
more
less. It's
than
less, but
one.
it's not. Yeah, it's less. All right, moving on.
Well,
It's
look at
not. It's
if
not.
you
It's not a huge amount less, but it is less. Okay. All right. Next up, next hand is after Josh is Courtney. If you want to do this, you can unmute Courtney, and we're just going to ask you how you would play the hand. If you don't want to, you can lurk, but we'd love to have you participate. So Courtney 2, 3, 4. I'm going to hit ask to unmute, and then we're going to go to Brian. All right, Brian. You got ace
okay.
5 suited.
I'm sure you will be three betting. I would very likely be three betting here. I like the bigger size. Right. We get called king high. You could, in theory world, see bet this flop. And three-quarters size. You do. All right. You do that. He calls. What is his range to call? He has like he still has a lot of pairs in his range. His flush draws. He doesn't really have a ton of straight draws here. Hmm. We
Do you think you can limit that you can severely limit the kings that he has when he just calls and doesn't raise?
I don't know. I mean, like it's a little bit psycho. I don't find that on this board. At least, I mean, he's very likely a recreational player. It's 10 cent. So he's probably not in value raising.
Yeah. I agree. He might have a little he might raise some of his king, but I don't think he raises enough of his king that we can play this hand saying, "Oh my gosh, he's devoid of king."
One
But
thing that's interesting here is if you check and you could like I was gonna say maybe go small. He still has some king jack within his range. He could have pocket jacks, all of that shit that's really strong here. But when we check and he checks back, we do get into a very bluffy line, but I think we can reduce a lot. I think that
yeah,
his like king queen is almost always betting here.
yeah. I think
So if we
I think if we check we can say that 80% of his king bets.
Yes, and then when we get to the river, when he checks back, we can assume you.
Yeah.
We can try and make. What if he ever has queens
9,
here?
9,
Yeah,
3.
like
But we
yeah,
have,
like king.
but we have to blast.
Yeah, we're gonna blast it.
Right.
I intend to blast.
All right, let's see what we do. Lewis on
Are
the
you
turn.
gonna you continue here? Um, no. The one thing you can't really bet the river now. Like you need to fold, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to fold here for this to
Mhm.
work.
Yeah, I mean, I should have gone a bit smaller because, the SPR is going to be like 0.5 on the river, which
This is
kind of
something.
makes.
One of the things that I find interesting is like checking in these spots. Like I've shown a lot of hands where I'm checking and doing like a lot of. I'll like check my position a ton and do a lot of check raising on sizing and stuff. And like you get so much information when when they check here. Like I'm okay with the C bet here. That's perfectly fine. You check here, like you get a lot of interesting things. Like if he comes out and bets pretty big, you just muck your hand, you know. But when he checks back, he's just severely capped. When he comes out, if he bets really small, you could consider going for a check raise and then giving up.
Right. All right. So you go 30 on the turn, and he
What
calls.
was it? Ooh. Yeah, I'm not. Hopefully he has a diamond draw.
We beat some diamond draws.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. We win.
Yeah. We don't beat all of them, but we beat some of them. For it.
Would be this
Yeah.
just like the target, you can still target like no it's not. When you go that big, I don't know if jacks with diamonds call a turn. So like I think the best hand we can make fold right now is maybe jacks with the turn diamonds, the pair with diamonds, the queen jack of diamonds,
Yeah. We
the flop.
we have a reasonable chance of getting an 8 to fold here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
maybe
my thing
like.
is like how many of them called the turn?
They kind of, yeah, they're pretty foldy on the
I
turn.
mean, ace three of diamonds, ace four of diamonds,
Yeah, that's fair.
ace
You have
10 of
those hands.
diamonds,
Yep. But it's
ace
pretty
nine of
hopeful.
diamonds.
But
You're never
it's
getting king to fold, yeah.
still pretty. Still a pretty hopeful line. All right. Do we get lucky? I think this. I think
We
I think we can get lucky.
we do get lucky. I mean,
Yay!
maybe had a worse hand, or maybe
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
folded a better hand.
Yep.
he maybe
Maybe
had
at a
like
worse.
ace queen of diamonds, like,
Mhm.
hopefully.
I solved this one as well.
I'm really worried about making worse hands
What
fold there.
do you if you replayed the hand, would you want to always bet that turn or would you want to check that turn? I mean, I think you already
I
said you'd like
think
to go smaller if you
I
were
think
gonna
I'd
bet.
like to. Well, it's like a range bet flop spot, so I think I'm not really struggling to find bluffs. Like I got the queen 10, the ace 10, ace queen. I got like these kind of bluffs which can improve to the nuts.
Yeah, you have a lot
So
of intuitive bluffs versus like no
yeah,
equity bluffs like that.
yeah. I mean, I do have a tendency to like a no equity bluff, but
Do it a lot.
like I don't know. I mean, I'm winning in my games, so
Yeah, I mean,
how bad can it be?
Josh, is this? I mean, Lewis, is this your three? This is your 3-bet range from the small blind against the button. Is that right?
I
dog.
haven't set up the sim yet.
Oh,
Wait.
thank God.
I
Yeah,
agree though that like you're taking the line of aggression is just gonna ultimately lead to winning at these lowers. Very likely.
All right. So here we go.
Yeah, so we're supposed to like range bet. I mean, we can have some bigger bets if we want, but like
Right.
mostly bet small.
Right. So we range bet small.
And then, they just continue with the diamonds, pairs, ace
Let's-
highs.
Yep.
I'd like to see their reaction to your sizing. It's 9, even though they should
Uh,
really.
yeah, so I mean, the solver just picks the geo size, so a bit smaller than what I went. Uh, but
And
yeah, ace
yeah, and
five
it's
of
only doing it.
spades is a check.
It's just not the bluff. It is not the bluffing combo. Okay.
I mean,
So
it's still
I don't.
making money by bluffing, but
Yeah.
I don't care if it says that you're not supposed to bluff with this combo. I just want to know like why are you doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just means that we're not gonna get a solver answer for our combo on the river because it has none of them. That's all.
All right, well it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
Yeah.
Let's see
yeah. I
how
just
they react to your bet. All right,
uh,
nines fold out a lot.
Mhm.
Eights obviously are not going. Nines fold out a lot.
Right.
Doesn't have queens, but I'm sure queens probably react very similar to tens because you go polar on the turn.
Roll over the nines for a second. We're gonna hope that our nines are calling with a diamond and folding without. And the answer is kind of. Okay, moving on. Mostly, yeah. I mean, it.
Just it just makes me laugh.
I know
yeah. I mean,
it's a
it's not
reasonable.
always that simple.
It's a reasonable simplification that if you don't have another way to decide, use your diamond to
Yeah.
decide. But it's not as clean an answer as I
I
wanted
like
it.
the idea. I just like have no fucking clue how it decides sometimes, and I'm just like,
Yeah, yeah.
there. It's like whatever, who cares?
Mhm,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got loads of different bluffs like ace 10, ace queen.
mhm.
What other
Yeah,
good bluff? Queen 10,
yeah.
10
Bluffs
9.
with bluffs
I'm
with
not
what's
really struggling to find
or
bluffs here,
yeah,
you know.
equity. That word.
Can can
Those
I
are
see its
bluffs that
continuing
have
range
some
again?
equity. All right.
Look at him. He's turning.
Like, just diamond draws.
Well, yeah, obviously. Okay, so he has no other. Okay, the diamond draws. Ace eight. Or his calling range. King queen. They're giving him ace king. I guess that's.
I mean, that's like tiny frequency. Like if I do yeah, it's like
Okay.
on the,
Yeah, he just raised.
I just normalize because it's easier to read.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is. I don't know. Like the size, like you said, even is that when we go big there, I think that we don't have a to get to fold it.
Brian, buy a new internet. Okay. And on the river. When we do bet this and get called on the river, let's look at the kind of things we do bluff. All right. So 9-10 is the 9-10 of diamonds?
Uh,
Okay, no. But we don't get
just
here on this line on it. So it's the
just
other
a
it's the other 9-10s that do it.
queen 10,
Yeah.
the non-diamonds.
Uh,
Uh, ace 5 of diamonds. All the
okay.
random ace deuces if you have them, if you decide
All
to
right.
free bet them.
Okay. If ace five of diamonds goes for it, great. Because
Yeah,
if we're willing to go for it when we block diamonds, we should be willing to go for it when we don't block diamonds. So
yeah,
it likes
yeah.
the
A bit aggressive, but I think people, I don't know. I don't know, are people going to overfold or not, or play
all right.
similar
We
to
got Larry.
GTO? Who knows?
Okay,
Is
we
this
got Larry. If
is this better?
I'm sorry, you were gonna say you were saying, Brian?
Is this better? Can you hear me better? Am I less
Yeah, we can hear
choppy?
you better
Yeah,
now.
we can.
We can hear you. We can definitely hear you better. And it is Larry. So I muted you. Larry, 234. We got Larry. All right. With no Larry, it's Mike.
All right. All right, King four. I'll defend this. King four suited cutoff. It's pretty close, but we'll take it.
Okay. Do you think you've got any three bets here with King Four suited against the cutoff?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a I think yeah, I think
I
that
would I wouldn't take it. So there's probably like a bunch of three bets like that are sprinkled out through some of those low King X.
yeah.
And I just put them all into King six and then ignore the others.
Right.
So like I'm like
Good.
100% King six and then ignore the others. So yeah, you
Perfect.
can definitely at some
Yep.
frequency three bet these suited kings, these low suited kings.
Love three betting the low suited kings.
Yep. All right. So this time we do the 3-bet. All right.
Okay, this is going to be a very heavy C bet frequency here. So I would definitely C bet B25, B33.
We go B33. He calls.
Okay, that's potentially a yay, potentially not yay. I check here.
So Mike,
Hmm.
tell us first thing, why do you check there?
Well, we've improved. We can beat some of his hands that he's called with. Um, and when we bet, he's probably going to fold the ones that are worse and call the ones that are better.
Yep.
He does they will have maybe some better King X. I doubt they're going to fold now, so we're going to need to plan on probably firing again here with this combo that we have. So that's why I would probably check, but I mean
I
betting
agree.
might be okay. I don't know about size here. Lewis chose kind of a half pot, a little more than half pot. Um, we're only going to have, assuming he calls here. I mean, it's going to be a really tiny bet on the river if we take it.
Yeah.
So we'd almost, I don't know if I'd follow up based on our stacked pot ratio.
Agree.
Yep. I like to check there better than the bet, and for all your reasons. Okay. So we bet, and he
Mike, if you were gonna
calls.
bet there, what size would you go?
So the pot's 41. He has 80 left here, so it's basically a 2-to-1 stacked pot ratio. If we go like another, like a B33 sizing, 15-ish,
Mm-hmm. You actually have a good.
um,
That's
that
pretty.
leaves us with just under pot size bet on the river if we want to take it, which is probably, I don't know, if we're going to take this line of trying to get a better hand to fold, maybe it also prevents him from bluffing us, which is a good thing for us.
I mean,
So,
that's technically not a good thing. Like if we're.
well, if we plan on calling,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I was about to
But if
say,
we plan on folding, yeah, I don't know. We're so in the middle of our
but I
hand,
agree.
like
Like
this
if he,
Valley of Brian, maybe.
I agree. That's what that was. What because he did this on the last hand, where it's like I don't, or there's like the pocket eights hand. Like this hand, just like unless you have the read that you like for some reason you're like this guy has ace X, and we always get he's just never calling down with his ace X. Then I could say like, yeah, you should just always turn your king X into a bluff here. But you know,
Yeah, I
Our
played
estimate,
this.
Yeah, and
our,
I
this
played
far
this.
down, it's probably not bad this far
I
down. So.
played. I played this yesterday, and I was just thinking this card's so good for me that I can just like bet everything. That's kind of what I was thinking. Um, because I know the flop. Like I'm not supposed to bet range. I mean, Larry said bet range. I wouldn't on this because they're gonna have a lot of suited aces, and
yeah.
I'm gonna have a lot of air like this, as well as my strong hands, and I'm gonna have a lot of kings. Like, so I thought this wasn't a great board for me. So, but I decided to bluff, and
And it
then
worked. It worked out, obviously. We see a
uh,
lot of.
I don't know that just because he folded it, I don't know that that's the same thing as saying it worked out. Because when he folds something that we have beat, when he folds a queen here, that's not so great.
I have a question. Does anybody ever, if it goes check check here, is anybody considering going thin? I don't think I want to go thin on the river here. It's pretty close.
So,
Uh
so
if it goes check check and we go, I guess it obviously really depends what the river is, but I mean that's really thin.
Yeah, I
I
mean, they still have ace X that checks back to
Because they're
turn.
gonna have some suited a they're gonna have plenty of suited ace X that's just
No.
with kicker issues. I guess I mean a lot of any ace X less ace eight and smaller is just the same hand at this point.
yeah.
Yeah, this villain looks like he's pretty solid too. So I would hate to get to the river and try to go super thin with like some kind of B10 or B20 and have
Yeah,
this guy
bluff
just,
leads.
rip it on us because he sees a he sees a small, thin value bet.
The way that I would like to play this turn in river is on this turn. When I have the king here, I continue the bluff when a diamond comes. I continue the bluff when a 10 comes. I continue the bluff when a jack comes. I don't continue the bluff when a king comes.
What about a four? A four.
Uh, I do not hate the four. I do
Like a
not hate.
four is a much better card to continue
Continuing
with.
on the four at all.
I like the
I
four
don't know.
even better, actually.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have found it, but I like the idea.
Yeah, because we're never dominated with the four.
Right. And the four, the nice thing about the four is we really don't have showdown with the four, so we can't put it in that category. Um, but it turns it into a 5-out, a real 5-out draw. So yeah, I think I like the four also, if you're trying to find more bluffs. But I don't like the king. And if the turn was a 3, I don't want to bluff. I want to pick up some equity and I want it to be non-showdown equity.
Lewis, if like, do you think he would fold an ace here on the turn?
I mean, he might fold a weak ace on the river. Like if I decide to continue again. Like I said, my thinking wasn't really about his hand. I was sort of thinking about my strategy that I mean the guy's not a fish from the stats, so
You
I
think
was
he'd
trying to
fold?
play I was trying to play like close to theory and I thought I'm not betting a lot on the flop because the board's not great. He's gonna connect here a lot with like his high cards and his top pairs. So, I'm gonna only bet a bit. Like, I mean, you're supposed to check what's 70% of the time, like on this flop. I mean, you can bet way more if you think they're gonna play like super wide against free bets from the big blind.
Yeah, I thought
Uh,
this was going to be a lot more
but
frequency betting.
my hand like bets sometimes can check. I mean, so I thought the king was just such a good hand because I'm betting ace queen, ace king,
Mhm.
sometimes kings, mostly check kings, but sometimes you know.
So
I'm gonna
you,
have ace king and stuff way more.
Yeah.
yep. So you bet the flop here. He calls. The turn is the king, and oh my gosh, in Solverland, we
That's
like betting the king.
My combo, I mean, it mainly likes to check the diamonds, which what I had, but I
Yeah,
mean,
but
you
it's
know,
betting it a lot more. But it's betting it a lot more than I would have expected.
but you know what I mean? I thought this was such a good card. Like,
Yeah,
75% of my range is betting. That's what I thought in game. I was like, I'm gonna bet along my range here. I think second pair bad kickers like fine to bet. Like, it's gonna be such a tiny part of my range because I'm not free betting every time. I'm gonna have mostly like other stuff. But
well.
like, yeah, it's a bit mergy though. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably gonna check on every river.
How does he respond though? Is how I want to know. Like, if we think that that's how the opponent is gonna respond.
clearly not.
Yeah,
But let's see what the
I mean, probably just mostly cooling, right? Yeah, like, you know,
Well,
folding some
he
top
folds out that.
pairs, some. I mean, get some better kings to fold. I don't know if people are doing that. I mean, it's kind of scary when I bet here. If the guy's competent, he'd know. Like the guy free bet the big blind and he's betting twice
Mhm.
on a board, which is like, I could have a lot of
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, I
You
thought
know, I,
because your king was so far down in its
I
combo that
mean,
it's probably not too bad.
I
But
can
you
even
happen
have
to
Jack
pick
10.
right at the threshold. Like I think Josh pointed out, king five and king six are always checking 100%, and then you happen to find king four was where you started betting.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, I could have Jack 10. I could have queens, aces, kings. I mean, I probably mostly check kings, but you can have it occasionally. Ace king, I could have a lot. Probably never have nines because I wouldn't free bet nines. It's too thin. So,
Jack
see, we're
10.
like we're like crush it. I mean, yeah, we're like crushing on the EV chart,
Mhm.
which is why we're betting. You know, we're way ahead.
So my
So you just want
question,
to.
looking at it now, would you have preferred a check here or a bet on the turn? And if a bet, what size? Looking at it now, Lewis.
Uh, I mean, I'd pick the same size again, like just a one size sort of medium bet. But I think the guy was he less than 100? So maybe I want to size down a bit, or no, he started a hand of 100. So yeah, I mean, I was just trying to, if he calls, well, what's it going to be like 48, 8, it's going to be like 90 with like 70, 55 left. Yeah, I probably want to go a bit smaller, maybe like 20, half, like,
Right.
you know, just, or
You-
like,
But you like,
I mean,
but
I
you
don't like the third because like
like the
we
bet
can have a
here?
lot of nuts, but like, you know, I mean, a third's fine. You can probably just pick one size on this
Right,
spot, I think. Like, you
right.
don't want to split your range here, I don't think.
But you looking at it now, you still like you prefer the bet to a check here. Is that
I
correct?
prefer just like I don't know, like half pot, B40,
Okay,
something like that.
good enough. All right. Next hand is going to Larry if he is here. Larry, I'm going to hit the little Larry button, but I don't think we have Larry.
All right, this
There
will
we go.
be my last hand because
Okay.
I
So
don't
we
want to
got
hog
no
the
Larry. All right.
mic.
In that case, let me take a look. If no one else is here, I will take it. All right. Larry, two,
Oh,
three, four.
Scotty's gonna. Is it a punt though? If it's a punt, I think Brian gets two.
Okay. 10-10. Let's open the 10-10 to 2.5 or 3
I
or
can
whatever.
I don't want to spoil it, but there is
All
an
right.
answer to that question.
Well, boy,
Punt.
2.5. All right. We get a field caller and a 3-bet. We got a squeeze here. Fold. I do not want to 4-bet these. I know that. I can fold sometimes, but I think I'm just going to call and not mind whether we get call behind and turn this tens into a set mine at this size for 14 with some outs that are not set mine outs. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
give me one
studied.
second. Let me look at one thing before I answer this. I want his optimal size here would be 10 plus 12.5 and 1. So he's not that bigger than size. I folded like 9
Honestly, I
aces
hate a flat
bigger than
call
that.
here.
You hate a flat. Okay.
I'd rather fold than flat with the
Okay.
caller behind the field caller behind.
You know what? I think like I haven't studied these squeeze spots a lot, but like I know against like a basic free bet, like this is like gonna mix a lot of folds. Like it's gonna mix fold and call pretty
Yeah.
much. And like, do you think people was, free betting as much as GTO and
No,
you know, like especially small blind versus under the gun,
Got a
I
three
think
bet at
you're
9. He's
small
not three betting. He's not three betting that much.
small blind
Yeah.
against under the gun, I think was he's supposed to free bet like not even that much, like 7% maybe, if you're just playing a free bet strategy. It's gonna be pretty strong. But like I think if you think they're not gonna find enough bluffs, I think folding's actually best here.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't hate a fold. I don't
And
hate
I
a
want to
fold.
say I would fold sometimes, but
Yep. So we
I don't
call.
know. I
Yep.
called probably because I think I would. I just had loads of chips, I think, which is a mistake. I don't know why I called. I think no, I know. I remember I rolled the dice and it was a high number, so I called.
Mhm.
So like I was balancing, but
Okay.
fold and
So two things on this. Um, One is the fact that you have a lot of chips is meaningless. You know
yeah,
that because you laughed out of it. And for all of us, the one thing I want to change is I want to not randomize. I want to do anything except randomize. So I want to use any other number on the table or any physical tell when you're playing live or anything other than random. In this case, the thing that I would use, since we don't have anything else here, is his 3-bet frequency and his 3-bet of 9. If I'm considering mixing the calls and folds against a 3-bet of 9 and a VPIP of 25 PR19 and an aggression frequency of 1, I'm going to fold it. But this time we call it, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying anything except for randomizing. That's my suggestion is we don't randomize. All right. So we called. Let's play. Let's go to the turn.
I
I want
like
to
that
say
you're not
I
considering for betting because, like the last session that I was in with you, you were talking about how they are just so under three betting out of the blinds that it's such strong ranges that like it's consistent. I like that it's consistent, that you're not trying to, you're not switching up your logic.
Okay.
yeah, but yeah,
And
I think this is the second best play. I think the best play is fold. Like you don't need
I
to be in here.
Yeah, you
yeah,
don't have to. I think maybe we also could say that when there's a field caller, we could push us a little bit more towards a call. I don't know, because if he took this size against you and there was no field caller, you would probably fold at 100% frequency, right?
Right.
What if there was no cold cooler?
Yeah.
he
So,
Oh, and he went bigger? Yeah.
Went bigger.
I mean, yeah, but I assume he'd
but
size
you
down
assume that a
bit.
lot of the time you're going to get double flat. He's going to double flat, which doesn't make it quite as bad of a call when you're just getting better odds.
I mean, yeah, most of the time, I don't know. I don't know if you get double flatted most of the time. Depends on the guy. You know, some people will
Let's
fold,
see.
some
What
people.
size does he go or does he check? He checks. Yay. I am going to bet and fold to his check raise. And I'm also perfectly okay with a check behind with it and wait to see if we get checked at twice. But I'm going to default to my bet, and my bet is going to be medium size. But what happens is you checked and Danny jams. And I love this because we get to see what Rengi does to the jam. If Rengi calls, we fold.
Oh, yeah, we're out of
We're
there.
done.
Yeah, I should have folded, but I don't know why I called. Like the
Oh,
like the best. I mean, what is the best case scenario? He has like ace queen of clubs, ace king of clubs. That's literally the best. And
both,
Best case is like nines.
both of them.
oh yeah, I mean,
This would be
I mean,
eights and nines.
is this guy really squeezing nines that
That's my
often?
point, is that, yeah, so
In
we're
all
like,
honesty, we don't really know. You have 55 hands on the guy.
Yeah, but like most people, I mean, I played these Zoom games at this stake a lot. You know, I don't think people getting too out of line.
I mean,
Oh,
even in real life, like nines
three
on
times.
in the small blind is probably not a good three bet from under gun open, and I would call it's probably not a great squeeze. But yeah,
And we still have to worry. Remember, it's not just his call. It's not just that we have to beat Renge's nines. We do have to beat Danny's jam. Usually we do. Usually we do. Danny's
I think
jam.
I would,
But
yeah.
Danny can
I
be
think I was
jammed,
a bit surprised. Like,
but it's got to be both.
I don't know if I had an overpair. I think I'd just see bet, but like, I get why you
Yeah.
might want to check, just see what happens. Like,
Right.
it's fine.
Now, if we played this on my
Yeah.
line, where
What
you
if Rangays just comes out and C bets for a B25 or B33, right?
Oh, yeah, if we
You
just
call
call,
and then
yeah.
Danny jams over top and Renge now just calls.
Yeah, I
I mean,
probably
I guess whether
fold.
he calls or rejams, it's kind of the same thing.
fold.
How
Yeah.
does your thought change?
I think I fold because like that's like
Yeah.
I don't know, two beds kind of, I don't like that's an extra bed, but oh
And
yeah.
it plays out this way. If we did our bet, if we bet and I was betting about a third, and Danny jams and Renge calls the jam, we fold also. So we fold in all the situations where Danny jams and Renge calls, we fold. All right, except for this one.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
I just thought like, you know, the SPR is so low. Like, how could I fold an overpair? But you know,
Like
I think
this.
when
it's
Renge
reasonable.
call, I think when
Here's how you find it, Lewis. So if you look at the on the display, there's a button that says fold, call, and raise.
Oh my
It
god.
says fold. If you're playing live, it's a little different. Live, you take your cards and you throw them in the middle. All right. So
yeah.
let's play it out.
Yeah. What do I do? I must jam,
Lose.
surely. Yeah.
Lose.
Yeah. Oh god. That's see. I'm wondering if it's stronger when he just calls there instead of rejamming. Yeah. Fuck. That's our best case scenario.
Yep.
We're up against nines there.
Yeah, we're up against nines, and when Renge folds there, we get to think about our tens
Oh,
because
I'm
gonna-
calling.
No, I
for
don't
sure.
think.
I'm 100% calling with.
yeah,
if
yeah,
he
that's what I'm
folds.
saying. Yeah, I'm saying that's when we get to consider it. When Renge calls, we fold. All right.
Yeah, that
Um,
was a punt there. I don't
That
know
was
why
fun.
I did that. Like I've probably been in the exact same spot before and like played it differently, but
Okay.
this time I punted. Okay,
right.
that's all my hands.
All right, thank you, Bob. Do you have that hand ready with the tens that was similar? If so, let's look at that one right now.
Well,
And
I
also,
mean,
how did you
it
do it?
ends pre-flop, so
Okay.
it's not much. You can just show the picture if you want.
Okay, in that case, I will show. Okay, let me grab the screen here for a second. I'm gonna do 3 live hands and talk about those, and then if anybody else wants to prep anything after that, they can.
Different situation, Bubs.
So-
I actually call in your spot.
I have some in the group where I'm wondering if I'm making just like ridiculously tight folds or not.
Okay. Well, we'll do my three and then we'll do yours, Brian.
Last hand in Lewis's last hand, I don't hate a fold pre-flop just because I hate playing monkey in the middle.
Yeah, but the positions make a difference here.
Hand that you pull up, he's on the button, gets flatted by the small blind, squeezed by the big, and it's on him. That's a call all day to me.
You have ultimate position in this situation. The other one, you had a guy behind. Yeah,
Yes.
I think I call this. Yep.
I mean,
Yep. Okay.
So what I did was I four-bet 28 and both player folded.
Yay. All right,
Yay. But I wasn't sure if that's good four-betting here.
let's take a look at that.
That's probably pretty standard.
All right, button, let's see. So button raises, small blind calls, get a 14 from the big blind, back on the button. Tens loves to call in GTO land.
I mean, look at his squeeze
Right.
range though. I don't even think I go this wide. Like
Yeah.
the big, I probably should, but
Yeah.
you know, I'd be surprised if people were squeezing Jack 9 suited often.
Yeah. And then your positions were in Lewis's position. We'll put up the same thing in the same solver. Oh, we're in the wizard. Look at us. You were the cutoff. Lewis, read me your positions on
no,
yours.
he was low jack. Low
But
jack
we raised
raised.
low jack. We got called by the button or different
No, you get called by cutoff.
cutoff calls.
Yeah.
And then
Small blind.
small blind squeezes
Small
a
blind
14.
goes to 14.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna mostly fold, I
Fold
think.
back on us with a player behind.
Yeah.
We don't hate the fold at all. And the 10 is in, and the 10s are in there. So this is
Yeah,
what exactly
Jack's
we talked about. We said we didn't hate the fold. And the 10 is okay. We do that. Okay. Now I will shows this. All right, start with moving you. I got to move you guys out of the way.
this is yeah, tens is a trouble hand for sure.
Okay. We got ace. So we have ace queen here. This hand goes to Bub. All right. Bub, you're playing 1-3 live, and the table is soft. What would you like to do with ace queen?
Raise to 9, I guess, or 12.
Yep, I do 10. 10 is a standard size. We got red chips. Yep. There we go. We get a call and 2 folds. We flop this.
Okay. Yeah, we can start with a small bet. We could check.
Mhm.
Yep, I think both options are fine.
Right. So we elect for a 1/3 small bet. We get called.
Well, what was the action? Why are we in a free bet pot with ace queen?
We opened, we got called.
Oh, we opened it. Oh, I see. It's different.
1-3 game.
1-3. Okay.
Yeah. So we bet 8. We get called. Turn is the 4 of clubs. What would you like to do?
We didn't pick up equity. I don't want to turn this hand into a bluff. We still have a draw. We have 2 overcards. I mean, if I bet here, I would bet on the bigger side, like 30, but I also like checking.
All right. So we check this time. He checks behind. The river is an ace. What would you like to do?
I want to value bet, target at least Jack X, 10x. And since you said it's a soft field, he probably is not raising Jack X or betting Jack X that much on the turn. Or do you think he would always bet Jack X?
I think he bets it a lot. Don't know if he always.
Okay. So we are more targeting like 10x and pocket pair. So I would bet like half pot.
Okay. Excellent. So you're going to bet like 20, maybe 25.
Yep.
Which is just fine. Now here's the tell. Here's the physical tell we saw. We've decided to bet. We have not yet decided our size. I have not announced the number. I'm reaching for about 25. That's sort of what I'm getting out there as I reach down there. And we see him Not do the thing where they pick up the chips and threaten you like they're trying to show you they're going to call. He's just saving time and is cutting out about $25 in chips. What size would you like to bet?
He basically just put 20 to the side because he's seen that you have 20 in your hand. I would
Don't have that
I
money
would
in my-
pick 10 more and look if he does it again. I don't know.
No,
I
know.
I wouldn't have a tell on that one. I'm honest. I don't have a tell for that.
Okay, you said it exactly right. If he is going to give you that tell, if he's going to let you, in a sense, do a string bet by how you handle your chips, use it. So I was cutting out about 25. It's about the size I wanted to go. I was trying to get called by a 10. Everything you said, is what I was doing. And he visibly and not trying to broadcast it, in my opinion, it was an honest tell of it's like, yep, I'm going to call 25. So I went to 35. And he thought for, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds, and then did the shrug call. Without his tell, I bet 25. And I think that is a real thing that's worth learning. I do not think that this is me posing, saying, oh, look at me in my movie. I think that's worth knowing. I did put in the note fucking precision, though. All right. The next tell was in a double board PLO bomb pot. And I'm not going to put up the hand. The only thing is that on the turn, he is visibly uncomfortable. I have pretty much locked up equity on one board, and the other board, I have top pair and it's weak. Because of this, where I would not always go for this on the river in the split pot game, because the board changed. My board changed, so I no longer have locked up equity on the river, but I still have a quite good hand. I have a straight and like there's a board pair, but he is uncomfortable on the turn, and he is not uncomfortable with a set on my board. So that's why I make the bet on the river of 200 into a 240 pot, and he thinks for a while and he folds, and so I get both boards. It is not clear that I wasn't going to win the other board with ace high. I mean, with a pair of aces and no kicker, but I wouldn't have made the bet without the tell. Okay. And then the last hand, we put this up here. Let's see, is there a second one? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So here's the queen, queen. This is another tell hand. All right. We're playing 3-5, not 2-5. We have a bet of 15 and then a raise right after it of 70. Fold, fold, fold to me. Who is up next? Let me take a look in the list. Okay, we have got, let's see, did anybody else show up? Zoom. Where's
Think
my,
so.
let's see, Lewis. Lewis hasn't done a hand. Lewis, this is your hand.
Fuck, why are you giving me this?
All right. What do you want to do
Yeah.
with queens?
Like, who are these guys?
So
Poker players.
these guys are, so the guy with the raise to 70 doesn't like me as a person. Not that much.
Is there a reason? Now we need the story.
Oh, they were playing music and it was all out of the 80s and I was singing all the lyrics. And the two guys next to me, we were talking about all the things. What's the first concert you went to? It was a very nice, friendly table and I enjoyed it very much. And he made the comment, have I ever been to a concert where where the music was really bad? And I said, you mean like now with my singing? And he goes, yeah. And I said, every day in the shower. And then he changed seats to get further away from me. Not to get position on anyone, to get away from my singing. That's not important to the hand because that happened later.
Yeah, but how's he play poker? Like, is this guy active? Does he free bet?
He has, I would say that this is a bigger size 3-bet for him. He has 3-bet before this, and he has a calling range. He has called in the field. So that's what we know.
But like, is it like, is it strange for him to free bet, or like, does he do it like a decent amount?
We've seen him. This is not the first 3-bet we've seen him make. It is a larger 3-bet than we've seen him make in position. And he also has made some inflated opening sizes. And let me think. Let me see if I can remember the guy if he mixed his sizes. He's never limped. We haven't seen him open limp. I don't know if we've seen him limp behind. I didn't try to memorize that, but I did remember that he had. We never saw him limp re-raise because he had a crutch in his mouth, but not a crutch that turned into a gun. For those of you who've done that exercise with me, his opening range was typically 4x. Did he mix it? I don't remember if he mixed it. But he didn't. But so that's what we had seen.
So does he always free bet to this size? Because this is a
No.
massive size, right?
No, this is bigger. This is bigger than his 3-bet size had been.
Yeah.
This is bigger than.
Yeah.
So that makes me want to fold.
Okay.
Like if it'd been a normal free bet,
Right.
You know.
Yep, but it's Lewis's
Although,
hand.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
mean,
I'm with you. That's fair. That's an absolute fair assessment.
I mean, I might free bet and then, my range is here. I mean, from what you tell me, my range is going to be very tight. I'd probably get rid of that jacks. I'd free
Right.
bet queens, kings, aces, ace,
Mhm.
king.
Right.
And
Just so
then,
you know that the stack sizes are wrong here. I don't know why
that makes a big
no,
difference.
it's absolutely different. We've got 1200. We've got 1200.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness. Okay.
I want to go way bigger than what I was thinking then. I
Okay.
want to go like, um,
I don't know why I didn't get this entered right. I was just putting.
I think I want to go like 240 maybe.
Okay. I go to 210. Fold. And now here is when before I'm going to show you what he raises to 430. He doesn't have 70 left.
Oh
Okay,
God,
that's not the
fucking
important thing.
fold.
But that's not the important thing. The important thing is this tell. This is the physical tell. He is visibly uncomfortable. He is fretting. He's taking some time fretting, and then he raises to 430. What do you do?
I mean, I'm not a live guy, so I don't know. I mean,
You wanted to fold? Did you want to fold anyway? Before this happened, were you folding just to his size?
I mean, maybe. I mean, because like cooling sucks. So, I don't really want to cool and play out position with, what am I gonna do if it comes a low cardboard? Like, gonna have to lose a big pot. I might just fold, I think. I'm scared he has like aces.
Yeah, I mean, he can. I think he might even be uncomfortable with kings here.
Yeah, Mike is saying that he's scared we have ace, but he re-raises his king anyway. And here's what I think happened. And the reason I'm bringing in this tell was we saw an uncomfortable tell and acted on it because we thought it was honest. Here, I think this tell was Hollywood. And the reason I think it was Hollywood is because of his move. Oh God, I don't know. I'm not sure. Now, he wasn't that bad an actor. He wasn't doing that. But when he's fretting and then decides to go to this size that is begging for a call.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's
I-
not fretting and then being like, I'm gonna
Right.
click it with my ace five suited, is he? That seems very unrealistic.
And if he's even on a fuck it with kings, I think that he's jamming the kings because it's like when I have ace king, it's like let's not see the ace. That if he is all afraid that I've got aces, when he says I'm going to do it, he goes all in with his kings. I think could be wrong about that, but I don't think this. I don't think ace king likes to click it, and with the fretting, it was like we're done.
I'm just trying to think what I'd do with kings here. Like
Oh,
maybe cool.
I go broke.
Okay.
And it's a simpler thing. I'm not looking to not go broke with kings. With the kings, I'm of the opinion that it's like when I have kings against aces, I go broke. When I have kings against queens, you go broke.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like what you said, this is 1-3 and you got 1200.
Got
So
five.
like
Oh, no,
that's
this is 3-5. This is 3-5.
What's the only hand?
because I was thinking you're sort of saying, oh, let's get 400 big blinds in with kings, and like,
No,
I don't
this is
know.
3-5. This is 3-5. It's, you know, it's 200.
So how deep am I with this guy? Like 200?
200 big blinds.
Yeah, I think
Okay, yeah. Then I'm going
250
broke.
blinds.
240 big blinds.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, the
Two,
stack's
So the
full.
question though,
yeah.
the thing
I
is
mean,
though,
it's
what
pretty marginal.
4 betting here, if 5 bet in live poker is like,
Yep.
oh fuck, like I don't really know. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't have a 5 betting range against anybody that has any brain cells because they'll fold queens like all day.
Yep. So there we go. So that was the other tell. Brian, for you at the at this particular table, we, you know, we 4-bet jammed ace king against somebody who folded and then, you know, folded face up the ace king against us. And the other thing that happened was on a board of Jack Jack when we had the king jack and bet the flop and only bet 100 on the turn, not even that big. He folds a jack face up.
Yeah, come on. This is the same guy?
No, no,
I
not the
was
same guy.
about to say.
I'm just telling you that people who talk about your bluffs and how they're not going to work,
Oh
guy,
no, they never work.
guy folds a jack face up, and when he did it, I just went, what?
Yeah, that's then
And
people make insane folds. Like
yep.
they're dying to fold.
And when he did it, and the board was ace. Let's see, what do we have? Jack, was it ace queen? So his jack 10, and his jack queen, his jack 10 and his jack queen were straight. So let's call it a jack jack ace board. It was jack jack ace board. Let's put it on that. And I've got king jack. My second bet, it's not a check raise. I just bet and then bet again. A kind of normal size up, and he folds it on it. Not even an overbet.
A spot where you think an ace isn't even folding.
Yeah, exactly. He folds a jack. What? And he, you know, and he said something like, "I don't like my kicker," and because of maybe I don't even remember if it was 3-bet there, but I said, "Don't your kickers also have a straight draw?" And
Basically all of them.
right, and he said, "My straight wouldn't have been good."
Oh my god.
I
That's
said, "Okay." I said, "Okay."
yeah, people make insane folds.
Yeah.
Get
So
people to
there we go.
fold.
All right, and then the last one of my hands, and then we'll
Scotty, I have a question about this hand. Just about
Yeah.
the sizing pre-flop. So I wrote in chat, I would have went not for 210. I feel like this is a little bit big because the
I
idea is you want to get caught by jacks, tens, right? Yeah, I
so
don't
there's two
know. I
reasons.
said 180. It's not a lot less, but maybe even 160 would do the job because I feel like the first guy has to fold
Yeah.
most hands,
Yeah.
and the second guy, at least against 160, it feels less punishing if you fold to a jam, but also you keep in a lot of other hands, in my opinion.
Yeah. So the theory size here is 2.5 for a 4-bet out of position. So that should have been 175, not 210. And the fact that his bet was oversized means that I can go a little smaller with my 4-bet, you know, relative to stacks and the game. So yeah, the 210 is oversized. I agree. It's
Yeah.
a mistake. The part that I
Yeah, and then you could call and set mine maybe, if you're 1200 deep.
no.
If
No, you can't.
Not when he does the raise. So that and I
yeah,
think
but you got to put in
that-
200. The pot's already 400.
Yeah, and
The pot will be 800 plus.
800 with only 800 behind.
yeah, yep.
But yeah,
So
interesting. I mean,
yeah.
Scotty, I saw the
I
other
feel
day.
good about this. I feel good about the fold, except that I hate folding.
Good fold. Nothing
And
wrong with it.
but I don't feel good about my sizing, and I feel good about the read, and that's what brought it. All right, this
Yeah,
hand,
these are interesting spots. Okay, King.
and this hand goes to, I believe it goes to. Let's see. So Bub just got a hand. Yes, good.
Yep, I
So
did.
and Lewis hasn't gotten a hand yet, right? So this
Lewis
will be.
just
What do you mean?
went.
I just did the
Lewis
queen.
did
I have
the
to go
left.
in.
Lewis-
I have to go
It's okay, bye,
anyway.
Lewis. Okay, then this one is
See
going
you,
to
Lewis.
Andy. You have King, and then
All right.
Brian hand. So prep.
I
What you got,
I
Brian.
think we're just gonna fold pre-flop.
So we opened to 15.
Yes.
We get a.
Is
we
this
get a-
actually a 2-5 game?
This is a 2-5 game. 3-5.
Okay.
This is a 3-5 game.
3-5.
and
Okay. Okay.
these are $1,200 stacks. This is all right. The guy who we're going to play against, this isn't right. I've got at this point, let me put in the right numbers. I've got 2,000 ish at this point. He's got 2,500 at this point in the game. Okay. So, but this guy's got around 12. I didn't put in the
Okay.
right number. They will not come into play in the same way. But yes, that's where we are. Okay. So this button is not a good player. He is too active, and we have seen him make bluffs. And we have said before, because we played some tens against him. The flop comes Jack Queen. We check, he bet, and we folded. Just with the Jack and the Queen. I think it was probably a 3-bet pot. I opened tens, he raised, I call, flop comes Jack Queen high. I check, he bets, he fold. We've seen him bluff a couple times where he had to show the bluffs. He never windmilled a bluff, but people called him. People called him light, and he was too wide in his calling range. He was playing offsuit combos that he shouldn't. And like that. And so I had said to myself, in the next reasonable hand against him, I'm gonna have to be calling this guy. I'm gonna have to be calling this guy down. All right. So
multi 4 ways.
Four
Okay.
ways. 4 ways.
And he was doing these bluffs multi-way.
Shut up, Brian. Nobody asked you to talk. I'll answer that question in a minute. I'm gonna mute Brian again. So Andy, what do you want to do?
I don't hate a check here, but
So we check.
I think I prefer to bet actually.
We check.
And bet like 45. I mean, we're multi-way. There's a lot of stuff like I know multi-way theory says we're supposed to bet small when we bet. Although granted, you do have the spaz in there. But I don't mind if you said he's calling too wide as well. We can bet, try to narrow down the field, at least clean up a little equity, and then let him spaz. But
So I checked on the idea that I expected to get some stabs from this guy, even multi-way. I expected some stabs. And we get even better. We get this. And we are getting ready to check raise. We do not have chips in our hand. We're not trying to do anything. But at this moment, I am check raising. Then this guy goes 135. This guy fold. What do you want to do?
oh, this is a weird spot. I think I mean we're never folding.
Okay.
And you said Mr. Ray's guy has about 2K?
Yeah,
Or he has you covered. You have about 2K.
He's got about 3K. I've got about 2K.
Oh man.
I want to give you that number. I have 18 because I remember I can figure this out. I would have had 1850 because I know what happened.
He's gonna just keep blasting. I think I like just a call here.
Call. This guy folds. Turn is a 9. We check. He bets 300.
We're just calling.
We call. All right. River is a 9. We check. He bets 400.
We're still just calling.
All right. So that's what happened. Now, and that's what happened. And we lose the hand to pocket threes. And I think I played this hand terribly. And here are my notes at the time. I was planning to check raise, but now, and here's the thing. I know this is a fold. I tell you guys this is a fold. In class, if someone brought this hand to me, I would say you fold the flop because Brian is right. We didn't see these bluffs multi-way. We saw them heads up when people showed weakness. Now, this was later on that I really looked at more of his bluffs to see it, but this is different. This is totally different. This is a fold, but it's live. I've gotten shitty cards after waiting so long and having seen this guy make a $300 bluff. I decided I was calling him down on my next reasonable hand. But this is different because it's multi-way, and I know this, but I call anyway. The turn is a 9. I check that call, 3-3. Of course it was 3-3. I'm a better poker teacher than this, but apparently I'm not a better poker player than this. And why?
Scotty, do you ever in the hand do you catch yourself like not thinking?
I find myself when I fuck up hoping that it's not true.
That's one thing, but like not thinking. I'm saying like going, what is his like every single time I feel myself starting to spiral, I'm like, the fuck are you doing? Like go back. You have a thought process designed for this. Like I'm like there's a hand yesterday where I made the fold. I'm running through it in my head. I'll go through it. But like I wanted to call so bad because I didn't want it to be true. And then I
Right.
ran through my head and my process and said, is he capable? I said, yeah, he's probably capable here. Is this line over bluffed? Absolutely not. It's an under bluff line. And then I said, do I beat any value that may do this? Because I know he's capable of going thin. And I was like, no, I got to fold. You know?
Right. Yeah. So I find myself thinking through things not as well as I think them through when we talk. And definitely find myself making some moves, making a play that I can't justify because I just don't want it to be true. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's true.
I think it's just like diverting from
Yeah.
the thought process is what happens. And it's something that I was doing where I'm like
Yeah.
diverting from my thought process because of emotion instead of thinking about it logically and saying, well, this is all the things that I thought to be true.
Yep.
Even though I don't want it to be true, it doesn't matter. I have to fold.
Right. And here are the things about this that that got in my way. First, the bet of 300 and then 400. The not bigger bet, but that's going to be more true on the turn than the river to suss that it's weak. All right. The bet is half pot. And so that makes my call not terrible. The half pot bet, is it a jack? Right.
No.
But the 300 here, this 300 does not feel at all
He
like
calls
just
next to act, right?
He raises next to act.
Oh, fuck no.
raises. We're done. I know. No, this is terrible. The fold is here. This is the fold.
Yeah.
No. Overpair. This is the Joey fold. And it wasn't like
Okay,
Joey wasn't there.
no, I could maybe support this call.
Yeah.
With the idea that he's like some people are doing a deny equity raise with Jack X here. But on turn, we now always fold, I think. I can say that like you probably shouldn't call a turn, but I can against a player who's a bit more aggressive, I could say that maybe you call here. And then on turn, you're just like you look so fucking strong. And he's now betting basically pot into you. Like, oh fuck, I'm out of here.
Yeah. So Bub is saying the thing. Is what got in my way was I have to take a stand against this guy in my next reasonable hand. This is reasonable, but I didn't see the difference between multi-way and not multi-way, and I should have. And that's what I was sort of counting on. I also didn't recognize that although 400 is not, for the pots, it's not a big bet into this pot of 900. All right. And it's not a big bet after the 300 bet. 300 is kind of big, but it's big for this table. It's not big for my table because I play at 3-5-10 mostly, and this is 3-5. And I didn't sort of recognize that this is also a big bet. And it's not a lot, $400 isn't a lot of money to me. So
Yeah. My
and
gameplay is very similar, and a $400 bet is a big bet.
yeah. So that gets in my way. And I need to figure out what gets me out of this thought process mistake. Because when the threes came, it's like, of course it's threes. I know this. I'm a better play. Said I was a better player than this, and I changed and I said, no, I can talk a good game. I don't play a good game.
Yeah.
And so what I think I need to do is picture before I make certain plays, not picture, not picture what's going on at the table and the number of chips and how much I care about the money or don't. I need to picture you guys. Say, can I justify this to my poker study group?
No, you just need to go to your thought process because this isn't your thought process. That's the problem. It's like you need to revert back to your questions that you ask yourself. That's what I don't think, oh, I'm going to look like such a dumbass when I show this to the group. I say, all right, what was his range? And like everything about just what is his range here? That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Like,
And I think
it's
that's
easy to talk yourself into that low. Like this guy is a spaz, he bluffs all the time. I'm gonna call him on.
And
Call
you
him
know
down. I
what?
mean, even our conversation like it just kind of we get fogged by that. This guy's a spaz, and I'm gonna hero him down.
right.
yeah,
Okay,
remember the
and
hand I
one
brought where I
thing,
said the guy's a spaz? And I was like, but now after I ranged him all the way down, I made the call anyways after ranging him and saying,
Right.
well, all of those hands that spazzed here don't do this here, or they just improved to beat me, so I have to fold here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, so
know?
we're gonna look at those. Get your hands ready. Bub, you were gonna say about this hand?
yeah, one other thing is also, let's say he was overbluff, even in this spot he would overbluff. It would be a hand like 10-9 and 8-9, and look at turn river. I mean, he can actually have a 9 here if he's still bluffing way too much on
Yeah.
flop turn.
But I don't think, here's the thing. I don't think that this 135 is a bluff at all. I think it's a different situation against
Yeah.
weakness. There wasn't the weakness. He wasn't trying to get people to off of their best hands. All right. So Brian, take the screen and
Hey, Andy, can you show my hands?
yes, I can show your hands.
I'm looking
Thank
at
you.
the solver for that
I
one.
am-
You'd much rather have ace jack to call down with than
Yes.
kings, you know?
Yeah.
Because then
I'm
you
trying
Actually,
block,
just about to
block
peel
top
out.
set.
I got to go play that dirty T word thing.
Right. Bye.
Well, Scotty, they're in that. Are you in that group? The
Good
C.
luck.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me get that up
Yeah.
here. Okay, let me go.
Guys, good luck. Have a good afternoon.
Bye. Discord, Cash Game Study Group. Where are we? Here we go. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I
there's a-
sent like those. I never reviewed the ones
Okay.
that are from like a couple weeks ago that I put in.
Let's do these here first. Okay.
I don't.
Right. And then this hand will go to Larry if Larry is here. Do we have a Larry?
This hand. I'm trying to remember.
Okay, Larry is still
No,
muted.
I think we reviewed this. Wait, go do the action real quick. Sorry.
I don't
Yeah, no,
remember.
we reviewed this. I check raise the turn and make the guy fold an ace.
Okay.
Go to here. Let me figure out the date
Okay.
of the hands. It should be starting on July 24th.
July 24th. Here we go. These hands here.
Wait,
These hands.
that's July 6th. Are you in the right one? This
Oh, I'm in Cash Game, not CSCG. We got a different one?
the
Hand
CGS.
history review.
Oh,
Hand history review. You're in
Yeah,
general
sorry.
discussion.
Is that us?
Yeah, now go to the 24th. It's up. Or the
Right.
20, is it the 22nd? Am I missing? Yeah, 24th.
25th. Here we go. I didn't even know we had a thing of hand history reviews. Okay. So here we go. 24th.
That one, yeah.
All right, we'll start with those. Larry, if you're here, you get pocket tens. All right. No Larry. So pocket tens goes to that was just Andy. Josh, you got pocket tens.
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, so there's
Okay.
a straddle. There's a straddle under the gun. I didn't register it, but I just
Okay,
put him
so
in
that's
the
a
right.
straddle. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. That's a straddle. Standard open to 20 from early position. A call. What would you like to do with pocket tens in this situation, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay just calling.
Okay.
I know
agree.
tens are good to squeeze, but it's under the gun open, and the small blind should be pretty good as well, pretty tight. So-
He's probably not. He definitely is not. He's a loose playing any too. The guy that opened is pretty tight, but he's just extremely straightforward post flop. And then the one concern and why I agree with you is one, if this guy's tight, I probably should call more and probably not squeeze as much because I don't think he's ever folding to my squeeze and I'm out of
Mhm.
position. But the guy in the straddle is a pretty solid aggressive reg who normally plays like 5, 10, 10, 20. And I know that he is capable even though this configuration he shouldn't be four betting light, I know he would be capable to. He's kind of on tilt too right now, so I think that calling is best here, but I don't do it.
So you make the raise. He jams on you.
Okay, now Josh, I sorry, this I've probably you guys. It's not like it's it's somewhat interesting to me because I'm like in this spot. I know that he could be doing it light, but what do we think his range is of light hands to do it with? Like his light hands aren't like total air balls. I mean,
No, they've got
His light hands are going to be suited broadways, and it should be ace blockers, right? Suited ace blockers.
yep.
Yeah.
And aces and kings, basically, and queen. Who could do it with queens? He's shorter than the rest of you as well, so I guess he can jam jacks, stuff like that.
I thought for sure he would jam jacks plus. I thought he would probably jam nines plus was my ranging, maybe half frequency eights.
Yeah,
And-
I don't think he's going to jam eights. I mean,
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know. I've played with him a couple times, and he will do
Okay.
some crazy four bets. I don't know about jam, but like if it was a normal, if we are both 1K deep, he might four bet like eights to like 250 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like if you got ace king, you're not going to fold. If you've got something pretty good. So yeah, do you want to fold this? This is kind of bottom of
Well, that
where you're
was
full betting.
when I ran through to my head. I said I thought like, even though I know he's capable of doing it loose, I know he is positionally aware, and he is an aware player. Like he has made plays where I'm like, that was very good. He may be better than me. He probably is, and he did. I was like, I still think that the like bottom, like the worst hand that he has right now is like ace queen off that does this.
You're never in a dominating position here.
That's my thing, is that I was like, I'm every once in a while I'm ahead of 6 combos of nines, and I gave him 3 combos of eights, and then I'm dominated. I'm flipping with ace queen plus, ace queen off plus, ace queen suited plus, and I'm dominated by jacks plus.
Jack queens and jacks by all those. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I was like, if I had queens, I think this is just a snap call, but from him, like against him, I'm just snapping off with a with queens here, just because like I'm either dominated or I'm doing pretty good, but like I'm ahead of jacks and tens, which I think he would do this with, and nines. So I folded, but I was running it through the equity calculator against that range, and we have like 40% against that range, and my pot odds are pretty close. I think I have like 40. I think I had 42%, and I needed like 40 to call. So like in actual real world, I was like, I probably am supposed to be calling here, but I'm like running through it in my head. I'm like, do I really want to be flipping and like doing this flip shit when I like?
But also, it'll change a lot if there are two things that will change your calculation. Give him half the nines and no eights. That's not crazy.
Yeah.
And now that's going to lose you several percent. But then the thing that's going to gain you back a few percent is make an ace dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So I fold. He has ace queen here, which was basically like I wouldn't have been surprised. And then the other thing too that made me want to fold though was he goes, like, I'll run it twice if you want. Like I'm friendly with him. He's about my age.
You know he had ace queen. He showed you.
No. If I saw ace queen, I'm putting the money in for sure.
No,
No, afterwards, like I mucked. I tanked for a second, and I literally said, I'm like, I'm dominated or flipping most of the time here.
Yeah, I mean, if you think you've got the right odds to call, it's kind of good to call, right? And just show him that if he keeps putting this shit on you, you are just going to call him. If he's like abusing you, by doing this kind of thing a lot.
And I started I know he's like 3-betting, like in certain configurations, I just know he's 3-betting light. So like every time I had basically a king or an ace in my hand, I'm throwing in 4 bets and he's folding a lot. Cause it's like, he's a very aggressive player pre-flop. So like, he's just very aggressively 3-betting everybody at the table. And there's certain times where it's like, there's a time I open on cutoff like king queen off, and he 3-bets me, and I 4-bet like I didn't four bet jam. I just four bet to like a normal size that looks really strong, and he snap folded king five suited at face up, and I was like, yeah, it's like you're just gonna, even though like I'm ahead in that spot, it's like I'm still would rather be four betting out of position against him in that spot.
But this hand is different with the early position open who's still untapped.
Yes,
I don't think you're getting the king five suited, because remember, you're tighter here against the opening position.
Oh, this is a four bet too. I don't think he's doing the king five suited four bet. I think he's
right.
this spot.
So here we go. So if you look at this here, you're getting the equity against this range. Okay.
Yeah.
If we just do this though, if we take out the eights and make the nines the 50%, now your equity drops down to only 40. 42.
Yeah, it's,
not as bad as I thought. Okay.
I mean, I'm
So
still technically a good call. But you give him ace jack. You gave him ace jack.
Ace jack suited. You want more?
I didn't give him that. I bet in my head when I was at least in game, my ranges that I gave him were like nines plus, ace queen plus.
Right. So here we go. So against this range here, we take out the jacks. We're still kind of with the same thing, because it's just more flips in there. But here's the one thing, which is, let's do one other thing. Let's kill an ace. All right. The way we kill an ace here is,
You
where do
can
we
remove, I think on the bottom.
Yeah. So we click on set card deck live. Set here, and we set the ace. We're going to take out the spades.
If we wanted to be really accurate, the guy that opened under the gun folded pocket queens.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, he was
You know
so
that?
angry when like I was like, he showed me the ace queen, and I was like, yeah, I kind of had a feeling he was either flipping or dominated. And he was like, what'd you have? I was like, I had tens. And he's like, yeah, that's whatever. He's like, it's kind of expected.
So with the dead card, we only go up 1%. So there we go. All right. So there's that analysis. The dead card doesn't make that much difference.
Yeah.
Against
Yeah,
everyone.
that's the only thing about it. I just was interested in like what, because this is not normal at my game. Like, you're not running into this.
So I was gonna say, did the under the gun opener have any tells that they were like weak? But if they had pocket queens, maybe not. And
No,
then
I
I was
just
gonna say,
I
did this guy to your left have any tells that they were, not really strong?
No, I didn't have like a live read on anything that was like the one thing though is that, and maybe this is different because the under the gun guy was normally opens. I play with him a lot. Like, opens to 25 with a straddle. He opened to 20, and he's been like running bad. I play with him often, and he's been running really bad and like can't get paid on hands and shit like that. So maybe like I could have attributed that to like, oh, he's just dying to get action with queens right now, instead of that like he's somewhat weaker than normal. But it's not a massive tell. It's like a $5 difference. It's really not that like giant.
Right.
Like, he could have just accidentally grabbed 20 and not 25.
Okay. Next hand is going to Larry. If you're here, if it's not Larry, it's going to Mike. Larry, 2, 3, 4. Mike, you have pocket kings. I don't know why Larry is folding pocket kings, but he did. So, Mike, you raised to 20 in a game where people are willing to, you're raising 7x in a game where people are willing to call 7x.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 2 places.
Yeah.
Nice.
Makes sense. Good.
Here we go. Check
All
to
right.
you.
Checks to us. So these guys are willing to call 7x with a lot of, well, maybe not as much junk now that you make it 7x. Is that true? Or are they calling the same range if you had just made it 3x?
If I made it 40, there'd be a difference. The
Yeah.
20 is just a standard size. That's
okay.
Just pretend 20 is 3x basically in this game.
And you have button labeled as passive, so we have to bet here. Half pot seems like about right. You can maybe even size up and get away from our usual heuristic of, multi-way, bet smaller, just exploit build here.
Yep.
Also, with like when you get called in the spot, like I'm okay with sizing up, because in my head I'm like, if I get called by button and big blind, I'm probably just checking turn a lot, you know?
If you get called by both, yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably just checking turn a lot, so I'm like okay with just going up. If I get called by one, I'll probably go for value on the turn, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Their flush draws are going to be willing to call 40 and you don't need to just bet 20 at them. Their Jack X is willing to call it. Yeah, absolutely.
I
So
think I
you
go.
go 50. Yeah, so not even 40, all the way to 50. Nice.
That was at least in my head. I was like, well, what's the point? Like the difference between 40 and 50, all of the
Right.
same hands continue to the same size, I would think. So I might as
Right.
well go to 50.
Yeah. Yep. There's a reason we don't subscribe to DTO Wizard anymore. There you go. Right, excellent. Four comes. He checks. What would you
Okay,
like to
he
do?
checks. One of the natural draws do kind of get here. But I mean, he just has a lot more in it that you can get value from. So I'm going to continue. You didn't mention anything about this guy?
I play with him all the time. He is an older guy. He's loose pre-flop. Maybe he's bluffed one time in his entire life. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never seen him show down like a big bluff or anything.
All right. Then it gives me no reason to not to check here, to not bet. So I'm betting. I'm betting
I would love to know what size.
100.
Oh, I love you, Mike. I was reviewing this hand. I go 100 too. And I was like in this spot when the draw completes, I'm like, I want to go big, somewhat big, that I'm still targeting, his flush draws and Jack X, but I also don't want to go so big that he doesn't raise 7-6 or something like that, or somehow gets here with like 5-4, because he's generally not folding pairs on the flop, so
Yeah.
he can still have 5-4.
Yeah. I was definitely not betting less than 100 here, and I was considering all the way to 150. That was my thought, and I didn't get further than that.
That was mine. I was actually between 100 and 175, and I said, what am I trying to accomplish here? Like, I want to get value, but I'm okay with going a little mergy that get him to still raise off his strongest hands. Because I think if I go massive, like I know he would slow play if I go 175 here and he has a straight.
Right. Also, I think 175, he's going to start folding out his Jack. Right.
I don't think
so
he
we
would,
but
but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just a insta-muck.
Okay.
Yep. Good fold.
All right. See, this is like so aggravating in game, but I was like kind of happy to bring some of these hands because I was like, my last month, my biggest mistake was that I just was like not folding when I know I'm beat and like trying to find a way to call. And I did what the one thing here that got me to do what I wanted to do is that I said I took this size so that he would do this when he has me crushed. So I should be folding right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. And that's what I did with my king when I got raised in a pot like this. All right, I didn't. Yeah. Great fold.
But it makes me happier to like. It's part of this group. I just had to like bully myself into playing better, making better folds.
And by the way, that's why for me, picturing bringing it here brings me back to my thought process and not the feelings in game.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about the money. I'm not looking at it. It's none of that. It has to be things that I can justify to you guys. And that is my thought process.
Yeah.
So that's where that's for me.
Fair enough. I diverted to what is his range here, and this spot is so underbluffed right now. Just get out of here. I said I may be drawing to 2 outs, if that, or I'm crushed by 6-7 already.
All right, absolutely. So after Mike, it is Larry if you're here. If it's not Larry, it is Bub if Bub is still here, right?
I'm here.
Bub is here. This next hand is yours. All right, here we go.
Is Larry here?
Larry's doing Larry things.
Okay.
Okay, so
we race.
Open it.
Huge open size.
Yep, to our huge open size. Get called by the same two guys.
I mean, it's just different two guys, but
yeah, same two positions.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Check to you.
Yeah. So out of position, I would check. Are these guys very passive?
The guy on the button, never played with him.
Yeah.
I've only been at the table for like 30 minutes now, like 20 minutes. I haven't seen him play a ton of hands or anything. I don't have a ton of information.
Right.
I would check.
Okay, so you're checking. I'm betting here. Let's see which one Brian does. Brian bets.
Yeah.
And bets right
I
about half.
mean, yeah, for strong hand, sure.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about the size. This is like,
And now
what am I
we just
doing here?
have.
I think I just have a good hand that's fine. Like if I get check in position raised or something, I'm happy to call as long as it's not like a jam.
Yeah.
Even a jam I might call off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm calling here,
Mhm.
obviously, because we have the ace of spades, we have the top pair, but I think at this point we already don't have necessarily the best hand, right? So he can have a flush,
Necessarily.
two pair. I don't know how he gets here with two pair, but maybe.
Hmm.
So he can have a set. He can easily have a set of sevens, right? That's trivial.
Yes.
It could play out like this. Absolutely. He could easily have a set of. He could have a set of fours, not as easily, but he could have it. We don't see a lot of 10-7 and 7-4. We don't think it's that. And he can have flushes. They're just not the ace high flush.
Yeah.
All those make sense. The only overpair that really makes that's really jumps out at me is jacks. Queens is three betting a lot, but there we go. So we call. Now, when you are beat here, what do you think about fuck it and take your equity? I don't think it's your best choice. I like call better. But what do you
I
think
don't.
about where you just jam?
I would jam if I thought I had, because I'm pretty confident that I'm behind right now. Like he's in position raising me, which is already very strong on a monotone board. Which basically I would say, like, even if he has two pair, a lot of his two pair might not even do this. And I think like he basically has sets are better and flop flushes. And I don't think I have any fold equity against that range. So I'm not dying to put the money in that spot.
Yep.
You know,
If your only choices were to fold or jam,
I would probably jam over
I
fold.
would jam.
Yep, I like the call best. I think the call is the best here. Yep.
If I was online, the button was a good.
So what I like to do here is betting 1/3.
Position guy has way, what Mike said. I think the guy in position has way too much value here. Just doesn't have bluffs.
Yeah. Let me bring
Okay,
these
I'm
in.
mad at myself. I inflow check here, not thinking. But yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think I should be donking here.
Yep, just bet small here, and I think you.
Right.
Yeah,
And
get
so,
me
Mike,
here.
your reason when saying this is online, you would jam because they do have enough bluffs online.
Yeah,
I
if it was
would.
online and the button was like a decent player, I think they would have enough
This
bluffs,
guy's not a
bluffs
decent.
and or like kind of like um value slash protection type raises that they might be doing.
Yep. And
So
yeah,
and honestly,
much more hate. We are really comfortable getting this all in against pocket jacks here. All right. So this
and real
let's
quick,
see,
but
so
Bub,
you check.
I think that your small size is terrible because like what are we targeting?
Oh, he will continue with, well, what are we targeting? Basically flushes and sets, that is true. But he will not fold them. He will just continue.
Yeah, but we give sets a great price that are probably not going to fold. Like, what was your small size? What was your idea?
Yeah,
100.
yeah,
100?
it's 100. He will sometimes raise some hands and he will just continue. And I'm not sure if he will fold the river, but if you
What
bet,
hand is he raising other than 6-8 suited and 3-6 suited, neither of which he has?
No.
Doesn't have
Yeah,
3 might have 6-8. But
I
what is he raising here? If he has the king of spades, naked king of spades, is he raising it? No, because you can have the ace of spades. He's not
and he
folding.
didn't raise the naked king of spades in the first place, so he either flopped it with the king.
Yeah.
No, I think my play is the worst. I just naturally checked in flow. It was just not just going
That's
with
behind.
it. But when I think I should be going like 200 here if I'm gonna bet because I want his sets. Like I don't think a set's folding for $200, but I also want to make sure I'm not giving it good odds to draw to a boat. And
Right.
I don't think a flush is folding to one bet. like
Mhm.
any of his flushes they're folding yet. Like, I think they probably call off and then they probably fold river if it comes off clean.
Yeah.
Okay, go check.
That's
Now
play.
going to
That's
Bub.
play to check. What do you want to do, Bob?
I still want to value bet.
Yep.
But now our hand, we know if we get raised here, we probably have to fold at this point, right?
Yep.
So I would bet like 180 at maximum, maybe half pot, a little bit more. I wouldn't go too big.
Yeah. I'm with you in the sort of 180. I was betting 200, but it's the same as 180. I agree with that.
I bet 200. I thought the 200 I can get a crying call from a weaker
I
flop.
agree. Yeah. And I don't think you need to, and I don't think you need to only bet 100. I think you can get called for 200. Your line looks a bit bluffy. You're getting called by the king and queen of spades, and nobody can raise you who doesn't have a boat if they're not crazy. So you go 200, he raises you. You're beat.
Hopefully we find a fold.
Yeah. I hate it though. I hate folding the ace high flush here.
You know what I didn't want to do was fold it, and
Mm.
I did. I did
Good.
fold it. And the one thing, obviously, I shouldn't really care, but one of the guys like, I was like, I can't believe I'm folding this, and threw it in the muck. And he's like, "Oh, what'd you flop the king high flush?" is what he said to the other guy, and I was like,
Yeah.
how does that make any fucking sense? Like, in my head, I was like, he either did some spaz with it, you know. I don't know. I was just like, the guy could have spazzed a little bit, but obviously, why am I even worried about what this guy has to say? But I was like, in general, I was thinking about it. I was like, in this spot, the way he jammed. Okay, so this is the thing that bothered me was he kind of like looked a little spazzy when he jammed, but a lot of the time that's just because they're like so excited. They just knocked it out, and I'm betting into them. And it's like, and everything about the line looks like I flopped the set, got terrified on the turn and checked. And then now I boat up on the river and this guy bets into me. So like now I raise. And I was like, I just have to fold here. Even if it's like every once in a while somehow he's spazzing. Yeah, I think it's just the right fold.
Yep.
But okay, so I'm not completely insane. And then I was looking at pot odds. I was like, even pot odds wise, I was like, I don't think that like if I'm just never ahead here, it doesn't matter, you know? Like,
yeah. So yeah, looking at this guy's raise here includes, let's just say that it includes two pairs, sets, and flushes.
yeah.
Let's just call it that, and let's give him an overpair. Let's give him let's give him insane pocket aces. Let's just give it to him there. All right. Call. Check. They're all afraid of the flush there. They're all afraid of the flush. Call. That's what they check behind. They check behind because they're afraid of the flush being bigger. Because his flush is not to the ace. Sometimes with this, whatever that, the sets are afraid, the two pair are afraid, and the aces get a little nervous. Then you tell him, yep, I had the flush. And he what here? He now decides that his king high flush is good to raise?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah, that's my whole thing.
Exactly.
Even if he was somehow bluffing, which I don't think he is, or spazzing, like I just don't think anybody spat. Like, because why would you just not bet the turn? Like, if you had flopped if you had the flush, you're just always betting the turn there. Not always, but like they're like you're just never checking turn and jamming.
Right, exactly. Let's say that he had it. None of those hands, except for the sets and the two pair that has a five. None of those hands feel better now, and nothing about your size told him I can get him off a flush.
Yeah, I mean, I only have 200 behind basically. It's like
this is your beat. This is a great fold. It's a hard one to make. It's the right one. I make it every time in class. I make it every time in game, and that's what I want to do. Is I want to transfer my class play to gameplay.
You know what's crazy too is how much, like, after last month, and like really focusing on making the correct folds, I was like, or folds that like just not making folds when I'm pretty sure I'm beat, or not making calls when I'm pretty sure I'm beat. And I just feel like I'm over folding like crazy, but I'm like, I mean, my win rate's going up, so
yes, good. Excellent. All right. That was Bob. Andy is the next hand. If Andy is still here, I don't think he is. I think Andy had to go. Let's see. Yep. Andy went.
It's you, Scotty.
It's me. Oh, that's right. I get to play hands. I forgot. I didn't put myself on the list. All right. I got king, queen.
You're not going to like my pre-flop action here, but okay.
Right. You get raised. King, queen to this side, to the hijack. If you three bet this, I'm not going to hate it. If you call, no, I can't hate it. I don't hate any option here with king,
In
queen.
my head, since it was already going to
Oh
be
wait,
heads
it's
up,
25 fold. I fold this.
no. Okay, so in my head, I was basically three betting or calling is my idea. I have an
Yeah.
edge against this player post flop, even though I'm out of position. Like it's not as good, but I already get to play heads up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I get to keep the SPR a little bit more shallow when I just call, and I just don't think he's folding when I three bet. So I was
So you
like,
call.
I'm gonna call.
Yeah. So to a normal open here, of course I call this and three bet it. I do both. But for 8x, I can just fold this. I can just
Yeah,
fold the queen offsuit to
a
8x
fold is completely fine.
and be tighter than anybody else at the table. Not and this is with a little bit of adjustment of what his range should be at 25, but there's another reason that this becomes profitable. Let's assume that this guy plays a real hijack range here. He doesn't change his range at all. He just goes to 25 all the time.
Yeah.
That gives me a really easy thing because he's way too big to play no hands. And then when I get them, to punish him for his hijack range and his 8x open.
Yeah, you're right. This is not the best play.
Yeah. But I see why you made it because I mean king queen is good enough to call a hijack raise.
I mean, it
All right.
was more or less that I don't want to lower the SPR here
Yeah.
because like I normally am just almost always going to three bet here, but I was like,
Yeah.
I just don't like. I'm already heads up. If there was a call in between, I
Right.
probably three
Right.
bet. But I'm
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
I get to play heads up. I'd rather keep the SPR larger, being out of position, have more
Right.
maneuverability post flop.
Excellent. So we check range and he checks behind. Yay. How many aces is he checking behind here? Very few on a flush draw board. Very few. All right. On the turn comes a 10. We now have a gut shot. We can bet. Um, Absolutely fine. We can bet and we can bet twice, and he's going to fold a lot of stuff. He doesn't have a lot of ace here. And I get to tell him twice, and I like that. And I don't think his hand is extra good because he opened to 25. And if it is extra good, it ain't extra ace good until we get raised. So with that in mind, I expect to get called on the flop. So I like a bet of 40 here, 50.
Okay, that was an option.
Yeah.
I was so my thought process on this turn is that he doesn't have quite as much ace X. He still has some within his range. He when I bet here, I think a lot of his ace X just goes call call. I think if it goes check check, I actually do have showdown value with king high on this board.
Yeah.
And then when he bets here with his ace X that check the flop or comes out and bets something like pocket kings, queens, or jacks, I can apply a shitload of pressure with a check raise and then
Based on
jam
size.
river and make everything fold by river because I just don't think he has anything very strong here. That was my logic, and I checked.
Yeah. I don't hate that at all. Now, if we do that on the river, we're going to try to take the king queen showdown value on a blank, or are we going to try to bluff him off of his pocket nines, pocket
I'd
sevens?
probably come out and like try and get. I think I probably have some showdown value, but I think I get to just like always win if I come out and bet because I just don't
Right.
think he has any like strong shit that
Right.
can
But
really
the bet,
call
but
if
the
I come
bet's
out
got
and
to,
bet large.
but the bet's got to be big.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out and bet like 125 probably on the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. So you go for the check. He goes for the tiny bet. And against this tiny, he got not tiny. I thought it was a third pot. He goes for the half pot bet. And so our hand can absolutely check raise here. And we do. Great. And we check raise to a non-trivial size, which I like. Going 5x, not going 3. He calls, right? So his call, what is his range now? His range is some unhappy ace and some 10.
I think he also has some spade draws that didn't stab the flop.
That's it.
Like they just don't bet their draws aggressively enough. So I
Yeah.
think you could spade draw. You could also have a hand like queen jack or that somehow calls here again.
So I'm betting, so I'm planning on betting almost every river here, except for I'm not planning on betting a 6. I'm not planning on betting a king or a queen. And I don't think I'm betting an ace. I might. I don't think I am. Everything else I'm
An
and
ace.
I'm not betting a spade. Or if I'm
Yeah.
betting, I say I'm betting a spade. I'm betting a spade small. All right, here
I'm
we go.
betting. Yeah, I'm not betting.
I'm betting.
Yeah, I'm absolutely, obviously. Okay,
I'm
what size?
I start with a default of 300 and then I think about it. All right, now I think more serious about what I'm talking about. I start with, if I don't think much, betting 300 here. Now let's go for what what do spades fold to? Spades fold to a sneeze. What does
We don't need spades to fold unless they're
right?
10x
Yeah,
of spades.
I'm saying that it doesn't matter. Spades are irrelevant. I'm not checking into the spades, so spades are irrelevant. A 10 is going to fold to 250. A 10 is probably going to fold to 200. I just bet 125.
We also have jacks, queens, and kings that continue.
Yeah, they're 10ish like, but I'm targeting a bet. I'm targeting an unhappy ace also. And
Yep.
I want that. And so I want to go not less than 300. I want to go 350 to 400. And I don't want to go I don't need to go 450. Yep. So I'm gonna go 375.
Oof, I jammed.
Okay.
I said that like I'm pretty sure that ace X is just always folding when I put all the money in. I don't think there's a lot of brick walls here.
Yep.
So,
And you fold?
well, yes, he did. Oh, it doesn't show. Yeah, he folds.
No, it doesn't fold. And was it a tank fold or was it like or was it a
We
light fold?
we got about 2 minutes of me sitting there
Okay.
and was just like pretending like I don't know. I was just sitting there. Honestly, I was just staring at the board.
Right. So I was singing yesterday, and when I had value, I continued to sing, and when I had bluffs, I continued to sing.
I don't know. I always kind of just stare at the board when
Singing is
value
good.
or not.
Singing is good. I like singing too. Okay, here we go. That is that set of hands. Do we have another one in there you want to do?
There should be another one.
All right, let's do it.
Was
This was
that
this was the one we just did. I think we got to go forward from that.
is that the one we just did?
Yeah, we just did the king queen.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there's two more that I just sent. These are from
Okay,
yesterday.
I'll go get those.
Um.
Here we go.
Okay.
Go. Ace king. This goes to. I just did one. So Larry, if you're back, this goes to you. If not, Larry, this is going to go to Josh. Josh.
Hey. Yeah, open it up to 10.
Okay. Or 20 if that's your standard size in the game. Because they don't change their pattern. Yep. There we go.
Yeah, but then you can't open your pocket freeze up to. I mean, do you want to open pocket freeze up to 20? I mean,
I want the highest chance that I'm going to play heads up. That's.
So here we go.
But I mean, I've been experiencing. I was just talking to him about this, Josh. I was just talking to him about doing just splitting my range because I'm very unlikely to be getting exploited by it. So just maybe I will just start doing like twos and threes and stuff, opening to like 10, and then just open like hands that want to be heads up more often, just opening those bigger.
Yep. All right. So what would you like to do? Out of position with two gaps between you and the caller on a board
check.
that you check. Okay. Good enough. We check. He bets 20 into a pot of 44. He bets half pot.
It's an older guy. He'll bet his draws, usually pretty small. That's the information I have about him. He's kind of, I think he's kind of stabby, and yeah.
All right. I mean, you can call, but
Yeah. If you're mixing your calls and your folds with ace king here, real easy thing. Call with a diamond, fold without one. That's one if you want to mix them.
Yeah, maybe I need to stop floating ace king so much to small c bets.
Mm.
If this board didn't have any draws on it, really, if it was super static, I'd probably just fold.
Yep.
But I was like, I'm ahead a lot of the like I can be ahead here a decent amount from all of his hands to just stab.
Yep.
And I got 2 overs. I
Yep.
mean,
You do. As
Check.
played. And Josh, were you calling that, by the way? I forgot. I didn't hear you.
I don't know. I mean, if it's heads up, yeah, for half pot.
Okay.
I mean,
Good enough. So you did.
oh, if we were
Fine.
multi-way, I'm definitely not calling.
No.
Yeah.
So you did. Great. Okay.
And
What
this might
was-
be an adjustment I need to make is just to fold more. But
What would you like to do on the turn?
Check.
Okay. We check. He tells us that he doesn't have an
How-
ace with his
How
size.
big was? Yeah. So
He
you bet
bets 30.
34.
He bet 25 on the
He
flop.
bet-
He bet 20, and now he goes to less than twice it, 35. He ain't got 6-9. I mean 6-7. He ain't got 2
I
pair.
mean, yeah. I mean, you could raise this. I think I would probably just call. I mean, you
Okay.
could raise it. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, what is his hand that's I thought he just when he takes the sizing, he's got a lot of like diamond draws and straight draws or maybe combo draws that are betting here, like and he can have like 9x of diamonds, stuff like that that continues. I think if he didn't have absolutely anything and he was just like randomly stabbing the flop, he wouldn't have bet the turn on an ace. So I was kind of thinking that that's his range, and I was like, I don't think he's got a ton of super strong hands here for this size with 2 diamonds. So, and I was like, should I just? I thought like maybe I'll just target the part of his range that's just not folding right now. And I was like, I'm just gonna put the money in. I don't know. Is that completely insane? I don't know. I was
No, it's not at all.
But yeah, because
you're turning your hand face
what's
up.
gonna
but
call
that's
you?
okay.
You know.
yeah. Well, that was my thing. I was like, if he has those hands, like he's just not folding. Like I've played with him enough. He's never folding. Um, like I don't know. Like I was just like, if he just when he has those combo draws, he's never folding. I don't think he has a ton of strong hands to take this size. I probably have the best hand, and if I check raise any other size when I think I'm probably ahead right now, then I kind of it's just weird as shit. He just gets to fold every river when he misses versus I could just check raise jam and make him play for all, make him put in the money while he's drawing.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned on flop that he's always betting his draws small, right? So
Yeah, I mean he generally I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like he stabs pretty small with hands that are like his hands that are like need protection. Like I thought that if he and now that actually makes me reconsider that he probably doesn't have a ton of 9x unless it's 9x of diamonds because a lot of his 9x if it was like if he had flopped ace 9 with no diamonds, he's gonna bet or like 10-9, he's gonna bet pretty big because he's trying to protect his hand from overcards. Like that's the way he plays, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
So when he stabs, he can just be stabbing a bit wider with more bullshit, is what my thought was.
that makes your ram better, I guess, right? Except he would bluff the river a lot, but he
No,
doesn't
he
look like
won't.
the type.
He's
Yeah,
not
he
going
doesn't look like the type of player
He
who would do that.
shouldn't bet this, like that. It's a pointless bet. It kind of just feels like he's got a draw and he's just pumping a bit of money in so that if it hits, he can bet massive, But
and you know what? Maybe he does bet the river, Bub. But my thing with that is that they just never put as much money in when they miss as they would when they're still paying to get there. Like it might like he's not when his bluff size on the river is going to be like $60, and it's like I could make him pay a lot more than his combined, you know, $60. I can make him. He'll probably call off with his whole stack. So why not make him pay it all?
Yeah. Now, when we check raise here, he is going to be folding a ton of the time, and we have to be good about that. There are a ton of hands that play because this is weak, and when we check raise all in against weak, he folds. So we
I
can
was
do this
fine with
without
that.
ace king also. just want to say we can do this with other hands.
Well, I would check raise
Turn it over.
smaller as a
This is
bluff
great.
here. I would
Yeah.
check raise smaller as a bluff because I think he's got a lot of hands that are just going to lay it down on the ace. He snaps me off. So I was like, oh,
Oh,
shit. Oh, shit.
yep. Uh-oh.
Okay, he had a hand that I guess like I don't know. I was okay with that though. Like I was thinking about it at first. I was kind of mad at myself, but I was like,
No.
I don't know. I feel like I played it well enough. Like my read in that spot, I guess, is that he's generally not super strong there, and like the ace is kind of a weird card for him to continue on. In my head, it was like he's either continuing with like two pair plus, which does make sense. Like when I reconsidered because the ace doesn't affect his hand as much,
Right.
or he has a draw. So it was kind of an in between spot, I guess. You know.
The important thing here, though, for both of our analysis was we both of us thought that this turn size did not represent the strong but vulnerable part of his range
Mm-hmm.
for the diamonds.
And it did.
And it did. Because this is really strong and it's still vulnerable to the diamonds, that he's absolutely comfortable with this.
Yeah. So
for all we know that he did this to induce an ace.
and well, even
Successfully.
he's not. No, he does. He is a very poor player. I've played a decent bit with him. He's a very poor player.
Okay, so he just bet 35 because it's $35, and $35 is a hamburger and a Coke.
Yeah, and he's like in this spot. I still, even though I ran into it, I think that this is still good because I think he still has enough of his range that isn't sets and two pairs. I think his range is basically at that point pretty much like sets, two pairs, maybe some weak ass shit that's just stabbing again, and then his draws. And I think his draws are going to pay for it all. His weak shit folds, and his strong shit snaps me off, and I get stacked. I lose my money. But
the next time we play against him, and that we want to remember, is when we're doing that analysis and we reduce hands like this, we shouldn't do it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Say,
yeah, my calibration was slightly off. I didn't give him his. I did not. When I got snapped off, I instantly said, "Oh, do you have a set?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Ooh,
yep.
okay."
Yep. Okay. So Ace King, and Ace King goes to that was Josh who ran that one. So Larry, if you're here, this is yours. If not, this one goes to Courtney if you want to turn your mic on, which you don't. But if you change your mind, you're welcome to. And now we are on to Mike.
On to me, you said?
Yeah, look at you with Ace King.
I know.
OG Mike MC.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, so there's your big freaking raise.
Yep, that's our standard size at this
I love
table.
how you guys think. I love how like mind blown you guys are by this. Because if somebody opened to a normal size in my game, I would be like, "Fuck that!" I would just start blasting.
Yep. Yeah, it's the right adjustment. But we also want to make a counter adjustment to their raises, is my point. All right, here we go. And then we want to exploit the fact that we get to do this. All right.
See, so okay, when I say decent reg, he's not gonna punt off. He is capable of bluffing, but he's generally not doing like his bluffing frequency is probably higher than your average fish, but he still does that fishy shit where his bluff sizes are like small. You're taking like, half pot bluff sizes. And then he's, he's fast playing his strong shit, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And he's not like he's not a balanced, like he doesn't have a balanced range where he's going to be trapping, he's going to drill some super strong hand and you're going to be trapping down because he knows at some frequency he needs to have like still have flushes or full houses in his range when he just calls,
Okay. So after this hand, Brian, we're going to answer Bub's question about how you have adjusted your range compared to GTO. Are you playing GTO wider than GTO or tighter than GTO with these open sizes when you're opening? All right. But Mike, you have
Yeah, so he checks. I would probably check behind here. This is a great flop to check behind on, especially with ace king. I can also get behind bet. Now, if I had ace king without the diamond, I would absolutely check behind. But the king of diamonds probably makes me want to bet a little bit more frequently. But I'm still going to check behind. You said this guy's pretty decent-ish.
He's not going to totally punt off to me, like make stupid fish mistakes,
Yeah, and the only thing I'm worried about is this is, a really good candidate to get check raised on, which I would absolutely hate to have that happen. This is a good range for him too. Like, so I mean, it's good range for both of you, but I'm just don't want to reopen, so I'm gonna check.
The thing
All right.
is, though, what's nice about this is that when I get check raised here, like when I bet and I get check raised here, I'm just very much like not, I'm in a really shit spot. Like, I don't think I want to be continuing anyways. I understand what you mean because there's a lot of good turns for me, like diamonds or overcards, but my overcards are kind of dead when I get check raised, is my thought. And like, he's still, I mean, his check raising frequency is just far too high with value than it is bluffs. That it's like you just get to overfold, you know?
Yeah. So, in also in Brian land, there's nothing about this flop that makes you deviate from hungry horses. Bet half pot, make them call with their strong stuff, and I mean raise with their strong stuff and call with their weak stuff. But in a more GTO world, I agree with Mike, and I would probably take Mike's line of checking this one. Here we go.
Yeah, I think
Definitely
too.
going to look afterwards to see how the diamond affects it in the GTO solve, just to piss off Brian. So Brian bets, and
It doesn't piss me off.
we called. All right, there we go. And you pick up the ace of diamonds. Hey, life is good. And he checks.
Checks. All right. And we see bet.
Mhm.
This makes me, I think, want to keep betting. Because quite frankly, I don't care if I get check raised. I mean, I do care, but obviously it's not as dire. So I would continue to bet, and I would bet on the smaller side, like half pot. I think half pot seems about like a decent size.
I agree. And the thing that I would strongly not do is I wouldn't overbet.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this knocks out the overbets and takes the hands that want to overbet and drops them into the sort of 75% range. And this
Yeah, and
one,
I would,
this one in 50, I think this one can do 50 or 75. That's
and
fine.
that 50 was almost a size up. Like I think I think probably go small, and because I think we have such a strong hand now.
Yeah.
But we will get called, by hands we beat. But um,
So I
yeah, pot
I
seems about right.
I heavily considered checking here. I was looking at my hand. I was like, I have the king of diamonds as well. I have ace. I was like, I was really in between. I was like, um, I don't know. I chose to bet because I don't, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about betting. I feel like, now this could be results wise, but even in game before I bet out, I was like, I mean, I'm okay with getting checkers here. I'm not folding, but I was like, kind of in the spot where if I can force him into a line here where he's gonna turn a ton of hands into bluffs on the river, like when I check back and he checks river, I'm just targeting like his 9x and stuff like that, and then like the hands that he's gonna float with, which I think he probably will float a little too wide to a C bet. When I check back, it just looks like I'm scared of the ace, and he'll come out and bet often with that. And I think some of his floats just fold right now when I continue. I don't know. I'm in between.
Yeah, and I like where you're going with that. And the only thing that I don't like about it is that you really have to rely on that. And that's
Yes.
that's why I thought betting would be better than because I was thinking checking too. So I was like, check or bet small seems like the right play in
Yeah. No.
theory, but you got to rely on him being able to pull the trigger, which maybe this player does. And if that's the case, yeah, I don't think you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
It still goes back to that. I get when he does continue here, because say he continued with a hand like King Jack, with a Jack of Diamonds or something like that. When I bet here, he's probably going to continue if I go small with the Jack of Diamonds, and I miss the value that I would get when I do hit as well. Because like when I bet here and he calls with the Jack of Diamonds, I get $45 or whatever. And then on the river, when the diamond comes in, which every once in a while it does, and he checks, and I bet I get more value from versus when I check here and he then has a bunch of hands that miss and only come out and bet like $50 on the river as a bluff. I look at less value from that. So it
Yeah.
was like in my head, I was like, I probably get more value by betting here than checking. So that's why I ended up falling on. Not that I'm going through all of this directly in my head, but in my head, I was like, I'm generally going to revert back to betting because you just tend to get much, obviously, like you just get more value because they just don't put as much money in with bluffs as you do when you have value, as I do when I have value.
Yep. And against the general player pool, I would default to don't count on other people betting for you. Don't get cute. But if this is a guy who is established, in your mind of how he plays, then you deviate. And you said nothing about him that said that he was going to bomb the river. So we bet. He raises you.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, he's capable of thin value raising here, was my other thing.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't only have a flush here, but I'm
Ace,
sure I don't think
ace
he's really
six,
bluffing. Yeah,
ace
like that's
seven.
yeah, like he can have hands like that would still raise. I think if for some reason he slow played a set on the flop and then decide, I don't think he would have done that a ton. He can obviously still have a straight here that would raise, and he can have his ace nine, ace seven, ace six, and stuff like that. And then all of his small flushes, obviously, or
Yep.
other flushes
Yeah.
than the king nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't raise. I don't know that I would even raise if I had the made hand. If I had like a flush now, I would just call.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
we we call. We don't jam
yeah,
now.
he's aware too. Like if I had a flush here, I'm not raising. Like if he may call with a lower flush, but I think everything else just folds.
Yeah.
So
Right. So now let's listen. So on the river, let's listen to his size. And he goes 175 into
Ooh, that's
a
that's enticing. So we can consider a couple of different things here. Um, we are now beating some two pairs. We were beating some value that he had. Um,
can't think of the value.
can we consider raising,
we're
We
beating
beat
a
a
putting
six.
our hand into a bluff?
That's
right.
one
That's
thing I considered.
yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know because he raises you once the flush hits. He doesn't raise the flop, which would have been kind of like the standard play if somebody has a set here,
Mhm.
because they're just so afraid of this connected board or straight even because they're so afraid of a flush. And he does it when the ace of diamonds hits. So it's almost like this is flush or it was two pair. I mean, two pair could be ace seven. I don't know, man. He's good enough to probably just make a call here. I don't think I want to turn this into a bluff. Can we fold though? We probably could fold. Man, I'm torn between all three and with raising being the least enticing.
I definitely considered a raise like right away, but in my head I was like his range. I just think there are like too many brick walls within his range still here. Even though like he's going for a small size, we have a short stack depth behind. I see Scott. That was the one thing is I'm looking at. He has me covered, but I only have this much
Right.
behind.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. Look at the side. Look at how absolutely anemic your raise is going to be,
And he
representing a full
doesn't
house
Yeah.
against his when he has a straight. When I mean, let's say he doesn't have a full house here, which I think he doesn't have a full house at this size very often. Um, but
no.
Yeah, and it's can we get him to fold a flush? And I don't think we do.
I don't think so. I think
Brian,
Yeah.
do you
And
think he would value bet ace 10 here?
No. I mean, I basically had decided that that was the only part of his range on the turn that I thought I might be ahead of as a hand, like ace 10 with the ace of diamonds, ace jack with the ace of diamonds, or he's three betting ace queen 100%. He three bets pretty aggressively. Um, those were like the two hands that I thought I could be ahead of, but I just didn't think he bets the river with them. I
but
thought
he
that
can't have. But he can't have the ace of diamonds.
with like the jack of diamonds or 10 of diamonds, if
Yeah.
he's for some reason decide to like, but I was like, I don't even think he would do that. I'm pretty sure he'd probably just call with those hands on the turn. I said if we gave him like a half frequency that does that.
Yeah.
Um,
Give him ace eight of spades here. It's trivial for him to. It's trivial for him to do everything here except for this ace eight of spades. He's really check raising it when he doesn't pick up his spade that he had.
exactly.
Yeah, he's just calling it.
Yeah, exactly. So in my head, I was like, what is his range? When he took the smaller size on the turn, he generally can have like bigger check raise sizes too. So I thought that his smaller size on the turn could be like maybe some like two pairs and stuff that they're like he wants to get money in, but he's slightly concerned about the flush.
Yeah.
His sets that like he does. I mean, I don't. When we get to the river too, the thing with the bluff race is I've seen him make a lot of like crying calls in spots where like he doesn't punt, but he will get married to hands where it's like he just doesn't want it to be true, and he'll call when I'm sitting there thinking like, and I'm not in the hand obviously, so it's completely different. But I'm sitting there thinking like, this is like you're so smashed right now, dude. You got to fold, and he'll call with like second nuts, which is fine. Like it's not that big of a deal, but he'll call with like second nut flushes when it's like this guy just so obviously has the nut flush right now. Like there's no way you can call here, and he'll call and like pay them off a little bit, especially once the pot is already like this big. I don't think I don't know. I was trying to think. I just couldn't think of what I beat here really, and what I could get to fold was
Yeah.
what I was going through in
Yeah.
my
So,
head.
The
so,
more
so
we
I
talk about
read.
it, the more I like just folding here.
I think you just have a bluff catcher. If you want to do something, you can call, but I think if you jam, you punt
Well,
because
okay, so that was the other thing. Is like, okay, so if I say that he's capable of bluffing, his range, I beat some portion of his range that is like Jack 10 with the 10 of diamonds. Um, Something like that. I mean, like that was like I couldn't find a ton of bluffs, like some 8x, like with the 8 of diamonds or something like that, or something like that. But I was like, then I reverted back to, okay, I bet the flop he called. I bet the turn he check raised the turn I called. He's now having to do this across 3 streets. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't think I could beat. If he's bluffing here, good for you. But like, I don't think that he's doing it often enough for it to be profitable maybe a call. And then I couldn't find the value that I beat. So I thought I should probably just fold.
Right. So if he's got the wide, finding the bluff with the Jack 10 with only one diamond.
Yeah. Or like 8-6 is what I was thinking with
Yeah.
a
But
diamond.
here's the thing about the 8-6 with a diamond and the 8-9 with a diamond. It includes 8-7 in that same logic.
Yeah.
Are we calling those hands to your 8x open?
Yeah. He's a little too wide. He's aware pre-flop, but he's still a little too wide
Yeah.
pre-flop. He defends his big
Yeah.
blind too wide. Um, and it's just like this is just the standard size in the game. So to him, this is just not like no one thinks of anything twice when he has a calling range. He's not a three better fold, so he definitely has a calling range, and he has a field calling range, not just a button calling range and a big blind calling range. So I don't know. I was like, in my head, I like couldn't figure out what I beat, so I thought I should probably just fold. And because I was like, I just think like he is capable of bluffing, but this line is severely under bluffed,
Mhm.
and I can't find the value, like what he's trying to value on himself with. So
Okay, so let's throw out the value own hand. I have a value own hand, but you're going to tell me, but you have to tell me that he always three bets this one. Ace queen with a queen of diamonds.
he does. That's the thing is he like whole four bet ace queen, all that.
Okay, he's three betting that, and ace jack with a jack of diamonds is
I gave him that hand in range, ace jack, but I
yeah.
said that I had already decided. I said that it's possible. That was the hand that I thought I could be. Those
That's
were
the
the
hand.
hands I thought I could
That's
be
the
ahead
hand.
of on the
That's the
turn.
hand that he could do. That's the hand that he could play this on because of this river sizing. This river sizing doesn't feel very flushy. It doesn't feel very full housey, but there's definitely some flushes in it.
Yeah, well, so what? Those were the two hands I gave him, but I
Yeah,
just honestly was like, I don't think he's gonna try and go thin with those hands on the river. And
right.
I was like, and he has to be raising those hands on the turn, which I don't think he's doing at a full frequency. So I
Right.
was like, in my head, and he
Not
obviously
all of them.
blocker.
Not all of them called the flop. By the way, not all of
Yeah,
them called this bet here.
yeah. I mean, like ace
Yeah.
10 makes the most sense
Yeah.
there. Ace 10 with the 10 of diamonds makes the most sense.
Yeah.
but I don't think he's turning that. Like, he just turned top pair with a straight draw and a flush draw. I don't think he's check raising that often. I don't know. Maybe he's the type of player that plays him that aggressively, but I don't know. I just didn't think they continue the river. I don't think they always check raise the turn. And I thought, you know, I don't know. I just didn't think those were the hands. I was like, if he possibly, those are like the only hands I beat. And I think I'm pretty much crushed in every other spot. And I didn't input it, but he is honest. Like, I'm kind of friends with him at the table, and he showed, he's been honest with me every other thing. He said I had 9-7.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and I sat there and he was like, "What did you fold?" Because I tanked for like 2 minutes because I was just running through my
Right.
head. I almost wanted to like snap it off, and I was like, because of the small size, and I was like, I don't like.
Yeah.
What do I beat right now, though? Is what I was going through my head. And I was thinking, obviously, too, about raising. And I was like, I don't think that's going to get anything to fold. And then he said, and then after I folded, after like 2 minutes, he asked me like 10 minutes later, what did you have in that hand? And I was like, what did you have in that hand? And he's like, if you tell me, I'll tell you. I had ace king with the king of diamonds. And he was like, oh, shit. He's like, I thought an ace was 100% going to call there. He's like, I had 9-7. I was like, oh. I was like, thank God I folded these.
So his size down was not based on his hand, but it was based on what he was targeting. Good for him.
Yeah. He's not, because he's in it where like he knows he's trying to, that the strongest hand I have a lot of the time there is ace X with like a diamond or something,
Right. And so with this particular, in this hand, the other way to get to this in similar is we say check raise turn massively underbluffed, right?
Mhm.
So we say that.
That's what it came down to at the end was
Right.
check
But
raise
we
turn
have-
massively under bluff.
And so we didn't call because we had an ace. We called because we had the king of diamonds.
Yes.
And then there are several rivers that can make our king of diamonds improve. A diamond improves us, an ace improves us, and a king improves us. Doesn't mean that they're all enough. And this is none of those cards.
Yeah. Well, that was what I said. I called the
Yeah.
flop. I
Yeah.
called the turn because I
Yeah.
had the king of diamonds, not because I had ace king with
Right.
an ace. And then I was like, right. And I mean, like, I wanted to call, but I ran through it at the end because the small size is what makes me want to call. But I was like,
Yes.
what do I beat here?
And he
Nothing.
counted on that. That's why he bet the small size, expecting you to listen to that. Okay. Question, Josh. Bub asks you, how do you, given that you're going to this 20 big blind instead of 10, how do you change your opening open range? Or do you play a standard GTO-ish open range from each spot and you just raise it to 20 because fuck these guys?
I am like super tight from up front now. Like, it's an adjustment I made recently. Last month, I think I punted off a lot of money because I was opening too wide from early position with hands that for too big of a size, that with hands they're just generally going to miss a lot of time, and causes me to lose a lot more money. And they're probably just not good enough to be opening from there when I'm going to get called in 4 spots. So I open extremely tight from early position to my larger size, and I am extremely wide from late position. Like, a lot of the hands that I'm playing from late position are I probably, for this size, I'm definitely not supposed to be opening them. But when I'm going to be in position heads up, and most of the time we're 1,000 deep with $40 in the pot with just a massive SPR, I just get to outplay people significantly. So I don't really care as much of what I'm holding when I'm going to be heads up in position.
Do you mind looking at just a button opening range and say, okay, I count these, something like this?
I will open any 2 cards from the button if there are fish in the blinds. It's a hungry horse thing, but it's worked out pretty well. As long as it's fish in the big blinds. There's certain players I'm like, this guy's not so bad that I can just get completely out of line here.
Right.
Or a
and
player
against this opponent right here, the one that we're this specific guy, what's your opening range from the button look like?
It's all the pairs, every suited connector except for 3-2. Okay. Probably every suited gapper to 5-3. 5-3? Yeah, I'll play 5-3, and then I will open ace 9 off, king 9 off, probably not queen 9 off, and I'll I shy away from offsuit aces, honestly. Like they're most of the offsuit aces, unless they're like somewhat bigger. And yeah, that's I'll probably open Jack 7 suited. I'll probably open that hand.
Okay,
And
but that is not too far from a GTO
This is tight,
range,
but this is
right?
tighter than GTO. This is still tighter than GTO.
yes, but when you're opening it to the size that I'm opening
Right,
to,
that's
you're
what-
not supposed to be opening this wide at all.
Right. That's why that's what Bub was looking at. So here's something like your range. So queen 7 suited, you're not opening against this guy.
Probably not. No.
Okay,
I mean,
all right,
like hands that can make straights mostly are decent top pairs, and then honestly, against anybody else, it's 100% of range. So against most of the other players at the table, I'm opening 100% of my range. Other regs at the table that are bad, I'm opening 100% of the range. But he's not
Right.
that bad. Like he's a decent
Right.
player who's aware.
So now let's take a look at this just to picture this against a regular 2.5 open on the button.
Also, the other thing with him is that he's actually capable of squeezing light or 3-betting light out of the blinds. So I don't want to be super wide there. Like
Yeah.
I'm okay with being kind of wide, but he's going to call a lot. But he also will 3-bet me wider than like he's one of the few players that's going to 3-bet king queen offsuit in the game. You know.
So here's your adjustment, Bub. To this, you're losing your ace 5, ace 6, ace 7 right there. I mean, ace 4, ace 6, ace 7. You're losing these guys. You're losing this and that, and you're losing this here, but you're keeping all of this.
Do you want to see
Yeah,
on
I'm
my
dead.
screen the GTO wizard charts for 7BB open on the button compared
Oh,
to
yeah.
like
Yeah, let's look
free?
at that. Yep,
Yeah.
stop it. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, they're incredibly tight.
Show the button at 7. Grab the screen, Josh. Thank you.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Not
seeing-
yet. No.
Now we got it.
You got it?
We had it. It just went away. Yeah, right here. Button.
Yeah. So live 10% rake 7x
And
open on the
200.
button. That's what it wants to open. It wants to like just fold this shit.
What?
Yep.
And then
Okay.
Yeah, but
Compared to
because
like
look
a
at what they
free
defend
X,
with.
that's a free X open. So yeah,
So look at what they're
that's what.
supposed to defend with when you open 7x.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah,
Oh,
this-
what in the big blind?
I don't
Yeah.
think they have any defending range I think they almost pure 3-bet.
But the funny thing is, Josh is actually opening 7x, right?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay,
It's super
so see how
close to
tight they
it.
are.
Yep.
When
They
they're not
shouldn't-
that tight.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah,
is the thing I was
he's
saying.
gonna call with hands like he'll probably call me with, like I said, like 8-6 offsuit stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yep. And look at that king queen offsuit from the earlier hand that we were talking about. The one that I said, no, fold it.
Yeah, king queen
But if
off
you
is
open to
folding
free-
half the time up from the button.
Yeah.
If you open to free, then they have a calling range, right?
Yeah, they have a
but-
calling range then, but they shouldn't really. Technically they do have a calling range at 7, but it's like the smallest sliver of like ace 10 suited.
And even this chart here is so far off of what they actually call with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yes,
This is
that
what I
true.
want to get. I want to run Pio and do like I want to do a pre-flop solve and then I completely adjust the way people respond and how they actually play and how because like in so many of these situations they basically they have a lot of it's like they have a 3-better fold and that's just not how the game plays.
Right.
So I
Brian,
was like I would
who you
love
want-
to adjust
Yeah,
it.
who you
and get-
want is the tool that's easiest to do that with is HRC. Easier.
I
Oh,
guess
do you see
Josh
this?
is not opening this tight.
Look at
I
this
mean,
under the
it's
gun for 7x. You're meant to just fold queens straight up. Like
Yeah, I'm not doing that, but
Yeah. Yeah, 7X
I'm-
is ridiculous.
I'm opening 9s too, 9s plus, probably 8s plus.
Is
seven.
king queen in your range here? Probably not, right? King queen offsuit. You can just
that's
Not
my
for
favorite
seven.
hand. That's my favorite hand. So yes, I do open it. But
okay.
the
that's a free big blind open. Though.
Yeah.
but yeah, I open like I just reduce is a lot of the hands that are like my suited aces. I'm experimenting. Like I was just talking to Scotty about is I'm gonna probably try and do a like have opened more hands from early position to smaller sizes that want to play flops and are okay with going multi-way. Because right now I'm just heavily from early position. I'm just heavily weighted towards like hands that make like ace queen plus and like king queen. I'm not opening king jack off and like all of those hands, but I'd reduce like I don't play ace eight suited from early position, which is probably not great. It probably doesn't cost me like any EV honestly, but it's probably good to make. I mean, like part of the reason I was talking about doing this with Scotty was that I just don't get paid off often when I make big hands in this game because people are so scared that it's like when you get called, you're usually crushed. So it's like, what's the point of playing so many hands that are implied odds hands when you just don't get paid off as often? Like there's the hand where I showed a guy didn't pay me. I bluffed him and he somehow had top two pair and folded. And there was only one hand. There was like a couple of sets that beat him and one straight got there and he folded.
Yeah.
Like
Folded the jack. Okay, I have a
I had to
question.
go.
And I want to go back to one here. Good. So when we raise to 7x, the button has some calls, but they're incredibly thin. But let's give him a call.
It's mostly just this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Some is
we're
queen suited.
Yeah, we're going to look at this one
Some
again, 3 big blinds, so the button can have a reasonable range. But let's start with this one. So we call. I mean, he calls. Button calls. Everybody else folds. We get this
Yeah.
flop. All right, now.
oh yeah, you can AI solve and actually give him a calling range, right?
Oh, great. Let's do
Yeah.
that. Let's do that. Let's give
Do-
him the real calling range.
Yeah, I
what
mean,
do you want to give them?
I would give him all of the pairs except like lower tens and lower.
Yeah, and we'll give it all at full frequency. Give him in
Yeah,
calls.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, all the pairs tens
Are
and
they
lower.
always calling your? They're always
Oh,
calling every pair to this massive open, are they?
oh, absolutely. They're
Yes.
not fold. They
All
don't
right.
fold
It-
pairs.
It's not massive to them.
And then it's
I think
funny.
I need
Like
to go to the US, man. This is crazy. The crazy opens. I just fold to.
Yeah,
then
and then
give them all the suited connectors and gappers. Fives are better. And then like 6-4 and better.
Oh,
All
on
the
the-
way up to 8,
on the
9,
button?
10, 8. Yeah,
the button?
these
Wow.
people, they are not folding this shit.
Okay, great. All right. All
Calls
the
9-7 suited
suited
10.
aces from
All the suited aces. Yep. Tens and
aces
12.
from ace 10 down are the calls because they're going to
I
probably
would, I would go to ace jack suited too, honestly, because they don't 3-bet that.
There
Jack
we go.
10 suited.
All the suited broadways they play.
Yep. They're not 3-betting them. They're just calling them. So
Right.
king jack suited, queen jack suited, queen 10 suited, king 10 suited. All of the offsuit broadways, they some frequency, maybe they 3-bet ace queen, so we'll leave that out. Queen jack off is 100% in there. And then I would give them like they're not folding probably ace 10 off. And king 10 off.
Give them king 9 at least half frequency. And that'll be a decent start. No, no, not king 9 off, king 9 suited.
King 9 suited.
Off, fold. Yeah, king 9 off. King 9 suited, give them half that.
Yeah, they probably queen 9 and jack 9 then too.
Yep, in that quarter frequency, half frequency kind of thing. Great. Good enough.
We'll start with that.
That's close enough. All right. Now.
Okay, it's a pretty splashy game then. Like
that's how every game is here, dude.
Yes. So we get the flop. We check range on this board.
Yeah.
He bets half pot. So let's.
How much half?
Yeah, he bet half 20. He bet. That's what he bet. Good. All right. And now, let's see what our button response. Let's see what our low jack response is with ace king. You need a diamond, and you raise it.
Really? Wow. Yeah, that's now. If we went into his
ace of diamonds,
bets,
everything else you fold. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, if we went into his range that bets though, like that's what's funny is these games. Like, I understand. Like when you guys are playing online, it is a much closer to theory. Game, and that's why I like scoff at it in like a Florida poker game. This shit is so wild that you see. It's like you like you can't even remotely consider theory sometimes because you're like it does not matter like a lot in a lot of spots like they're just so far away from anywhere near what theory would say to do that it's like what does it matter what theory wants to do here if they're
Right.
like a million miles away from it. And
Yeah.
it's probably a lot of live poker, especially small stakes.
All right.
But yeah, no, that's I agree. I probably should. I tend to float ace king on like
Mhm.
connected boards when people see bet small, just because it's like I'm ahead a decent amount of time. They just stab with random shit,
Mhm.
and sometimes I get an opportunity to steal it anyways. And I have two overs that are usually very good. But you know, I could probably do with less floats with ace king. It's just that when people stab with small sizes, like I tend to check raise very wide and float very wide, and ace king has enough showdown that it's a float instead of a check raise for me.
So roll over the ace king suited, and I think it's only gonna be the diamonds, not even the spades. Let's see. Yep,
Yeah.
not even the spades at this size. Wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Come play Florida poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. Did you didn't go to the WSOP?
Gottie's in Vegas right now. I've never
Right
been.
now. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it, and I'm gonna go play poker now.
Yeah, pretty badass.
Right.
Yeah, bring some hands. See, let me know. Are you going to which room is it?
I think I'm gonna go back to Venetian.
Oh, go play it where the tournament's actually happening.
All right, fine. All right, I'll do that. I'll go to the Rio. All right.
All right.
See you guys.
All right. Yeah, see you guys.
So